Okay.
All right, back at it again. Another wonderful week, another wonderful day. The league, main style, season 7, weeks 4 through 8. The one, the only, the commish. Mister might make you run 17s if you can't get right. The one, the only Mr. Badwork. How you feeling today, dog?
Feeling good, man. Good to be here. Excited to kick another one off.
Yes, sir. And you know the infamous, you're up, my down, your left, my right. The one and only, the coach of Clemson, maybe the real Death Valley, Mr. Fries. How you living today, baby dog?
It's good. It's good, man. Happy to be here. Always a blessing. And yeah, man. Excited to talk some ball.
Yes, sir. Discord has been popping. At this point, I'll just say the last week. I'll give it that. The Discord has been popping. Um, a lot of moving, a lot of shaking. We're gonna get in the top 25. We're gonna look through a few people's schedules, and then we gonna get to it. Y'all know your mama's favorite segment, but we're not gonna spoil it yet. So, uh, Bag, how you been feeling about the league so far this year? Week 8, we started to get into some conference games, so we knee deep in it right now.
I think it's been good, man. There's been a lot of good parity. It's good to see like North Carolina's up to number 5 in the poll. That's tight. Tennessee beat me last week. They're 5-0. Good to see them doing their thing. Miami's gotten a win, big win against someone. Um, Texas is now fallen to 4-3. Um, so there's a lot of stuff going on in this league. So it'll be real interesting, especially from here. These next 5 weeks are going to be crucial. So we'll see who ends up making it in the playoffs.
Yes, sir, Fries. But after the patch, things have been a little squirrely. Um, how has the league been looking for you, and any surprises that you've been seeing so far?
Yeah, it's just good. Aside from that little glitch stuff with the game, I don't know if that's related to the lead patch or what that was, but I like new faces at the top a little bit. Now we get probably gonna analyze their schedule and stuff, who they played, how they got here, but specifically, y'all mentioned Hoop. Hoop's always a really quality player. Um, Syracuse, Anderson style, but I don't think they've ever been ranked this high since the league started. I would be shocked if he had. And then Tennessee, man, new Tennessee. I've only played him one, maybe twice, but I think he actually plays a decent style of ball. We know his roster's still one of the best in the league. Recruiting's taking a step back, but man, it's got to be impressive so far. And just big win versus Bag. So shout out him right now.
Yes, sir. Before we get started, I don't know if we actually answered this question. Um, just gonna take a quick trip down to the mailbag from Arkansas. Is this Mr. Coco Melon himself?
Yeah.
He's asking that he always seems that team ratings don't matter, but every 99 overall is not the same. At what point does team rating actually benefit the user? And I'll let whoever want to jump off on that one first.
I guess I could start with it. I think that the rating system is definitely flawed. To some extent. There's teams that are 99, and I think if you could uncap it, they would be like 110. There's also teams who are 99 who like don't have any player, have like 3 or 4 players only rated over 90, but they're 99 because they also don't have any players who are like in the 60s. At the end of the day, man, you're putting 22 guys on the field, not 85. And even out of those 22, a lot of them, like, if you have a good quarterback, good running back, you can make a lot of things shake just off that. you throw in a decent line. I think receivers, a lot of times you can get away with bad receivers. You definitely can get away with bad corners. You can get away with bad linebackers. Um, you know, so I mean, it all depends on your play style and what's going on. Um, but at the same time, don't get it twisted. Like if someone has an 80 overall versus a 99 overall, I mean, obviously that discrepancy is clear. But a lot of dudes are complaining when they have like an 80 overall team and they play someone with an 86 overall team. Like, dude, that it's not that deep like you think it is. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Gotcha. What's your take on it, Frost?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid take. I'm in the same boat for the most part. I think there's a threshold though, as we know, like a certain level, it's gonna be tough to compete. Like if you're 80 overall playing against a 99, for example, every week, like just common sense, that's gonna be tough. But within the 99s, there is a lot of separation. Like my 99 compared to like an LSU or a Ohio State 99 is not quite the same.
Right.
But I don't think it's enough to give anybody an excuse, at least in the top tier. Top tier teams, maybe like one or two teams can make an argument that their team's not good enough. But for the most part, it's going to be user versus user, who executes better game plan. That's what it is. And kind of like Bag was saying, though, when you're like 85 versus 82 or like a 80, I don't think that really matters a bunch, especially down there. I think it's more, you have a quarterback who can spin it. You got any kind of playmakers that can kind of set you apart, but I wouldn't really lock it on the rating a bunch. It's gonna take a while to get to where you want to go.
Gotcha. Just for an example on the question, since we were talking about all 99s aren't created equal, just taking a look at Syracuse, they're 99 across the board as far as team rating. But if we flip their roster, their lowest two are 68 and 69. Then it jumps to 7-3, which helps the floor. But if we turn the roster back upside down, he has 3 dudes over 90, which is not bad.
Right.
But wouldn't compare to, I was looking at LSU and Oklahoma. I'll stop at Oklahoma first. They got 15, 20 guys, 90 and above. And then their floor is 74. So that's kind of the separator, and you can do the same thing with a Notre Dame. Their floor is 73, but they're littered with guys 90 and above. I think LSU might be the best example of it. 98 littered with guys above 90. You start hitting the 90s and 80s. We're 15, 20 guys deep before we start getting to the mid to high 80s. And then his floor is 73, 75 and above. So, no, all 99s aren't created equal. There are separations in that 99. But like you said, as long as you're not playing that top tier team, it should just be just good bump user on user right there, especially in the top tier. Now, as far as, and we could just go take a look. SEC, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ohio State, Tennessee. Like, for the most part, usual suspects. Everybody good with, like, top 10, top 5 recruiting pipelines. I think Miami might be the weakest. Maybe Tennessee. But Tennessee has Metro, Atlanta, and then they Kingpin on Tennessee. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Miami and Tennessee definitely have probably the lowest in Tier 1. But still, I mean, they have really good pipelines. Like Florida's one of the best.
They're not bad pipelines. It's just I know LSU got a little more wide reach. Notre Dame, I was looking at earlier, not the best pipelines as far as top tier, but they're spread out all across the country. They got Florida, Atlanta. They could pull out the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest. They could reach out to Tidewater. So the 3-tier pipelines, but they got like 6 of them. So I think it's a little more impressive with Nebraska and like Iowa, just because their top pipeline is Nebraska and then Iowa compared to what everybody else is doing. So
yeah, 100%. I definitely agree.
But shoot, while we're here, might as well. We can start off in the snack 12. We just gonna call it the snack 12 today.
Why? Because they're all food.
Hey, you said it. You said it. But right now, Ole Miss is doing his thing in the Pac-12, 2-0. Got a win early over a tier 1 Miami. Did he get a legend for that, or we just
He
read
did.
opposition?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looked like he had some good comp on the road versus Death Valley, and then got a good win versus a quality user in Chucky. So these forced L's are kind of rough here, but that was out of conference. But moving on, he's present good comp. Oregon 4-1. Only loss so far is to Arizona State. Wins Oregon State, Auburn, and Penn State. Upcoming Georgia Tech, Carolina, Arkansas, and then Texas A&M. Do we believe Oregon can finish out atop the Pac-12 South, Rouse?
I mean, he's got a decent little path here. That Washington game should be good, I think. Probably better than maybe it might look on paper. Should be a little pretty good comp game.
I think it's around.
Chucky's playing good ball right now. Just won the grind his conference over there, so I mean, Chucky's definitely rolling. Other than that, though, I don't think he's gonna be. And South Carolina actually has put some games together, so they'll have some minor tests, but he should be in most of those. He should be the favorite, I think. Get those done, handle business.
Gotcha. Bagwork, do you believe he could finish the year? Let's say he loses another one that knocks him out the conference. Do you think his schedule would show tough enough to put him in the top 12 to get possibly a playoff spot outside of winning the conference championship?
It might be tough just because of where he's ranked right now. And then I'm gonna assume he loses to Oklahoma. If he loses only to Oklahoma and finishes out, I think he'll definitely get a spot. But if he were to lose to Oklahoma and lose another game, going to 3 losses with no real big wins, I feel like he would probably need to win the conference championship. But honestly, with three L's, he might slide up 2 just because everyone's gonna have more than that force L wise, CPU wise.
Right.
But it'll definitely be dicey though, in my opinion. Ideally, he's able to kind of, and he should, because his team is easily the best one here. He's the most active guy, so he's getting the most boosts. He should be able to kind of run through that. Well, he should be the favorite, I'll say. I wouldn't say he will run through it. I mean, he's actually got some tough games. I don't know, that Georgia Tech user on the road. Maybe he'll be able to back up all his talk one of these days. South Carolina's a decent user. Arkansas, I don't see it. Team's not good enough at all. Oklahoma, I don't think he'll, it doesn't really matter, but I don't think he'll win that game. At Texas A&M will be a tough one. Versus Washington, as you mentioned, will be a tough one as well. And then Colorado, it's probably a layup.
Wait a minute. Shout out to Colorado. Just got their first dub, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
First user dub. Sure. So
they beat Georgia Tech.
Tech. Hold on, let's give him his due praise.
Yes.
Well deserved, man. Even when he's been grinding.
Yes, sir. Just wanna, because I know he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's been here since the beginning, right?
Not the beginning, but he's been in here. It's probably at least his 3rd season, if not more. So
yeah. So shout out to him for grinding it out and getting your dub, man. Appreciate you sticking it out, and hopefully it's just one of the building blocks on you bringing that team around, if not a stepping stone on moving towards 27. Who else we got? We got Washington playing good ball. No, I didn't. Oh, the Syracuse game, that was before the boost, so I guess we'll give him. Yeah, I'll give him a pass for that because that was rough. But to fly down to Miami 42-43, at Texas 36-21, like on the road at Michigan 35-28. Playing good ball since he got the boost. Do you think, Bag, that he can follow this season up hitting the pipeline trail or hitting the recruiting trail to put the Pac-12 on notice to let them know, because I think it might be a little too late this year, but next year to be the favorite.
I think so. He got a decent, base with his team now. He's definitely one of the top users in there. As you mentioned, I mean, he's 3-1. He still definitely can run the table. That South Carolina L is going to sting a little bit, but South Carolina's a good one. But if he can, he gets the free win against Wisconsin. Georgia Tech and Colorado shouldn't give him any problems at all, to be honest. So if he can beat Oregon, I mean, he gonna be about to move up. You know what I mean? So
For sure.
that'll definitely be a huge game. Circle that one. Probably grudge match because it's a rivalry game too. So we'll all be watching that one.
Week 13, possible conference on the line for who makes the championship. We know Pac-12 does get a little squirrely, especially even though you had it split up by division last year. Somebody still got in with 2 losses over somebody else. So
yeah, I think the second tiebreaker is just your overall conference record.
Okay.
So it goes like head to head, and then instead of division record, it goes conference record.
Okay.
What's up with UST so far?
Mr. Train with Dane?
Yeah, what's going on over there?
Florida State, not an easy opponent. Tennessee, not an easy opponent. Georgia Tech, I wasn't privy to watch that game, so I don't know what happened. Win versus, it might be a tough schedule. Might be a tough early schedule.
Yeah, the Georgia Tech one that's probably one you would think he would get, but hey.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on right now too. I think he's coaching. Shout out to him. They're competing for he's from Vegas. I think they're competing for the Vegas State Championship. So he's been really locked in on that recently. I think he coaches girls hoops. Team's pretty good. So he hasn't. I think he's gotten some 4-sales, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not, but we're definitely. I don't think him and South Carolina played. I think they sent.
South Carolina was.
He had a dub though.
Yeah, he got the dub.
Oh yeah, he got the win in that big dub. But yeah, and then the rest of Georgia Tech, he should definitely, I mean it was a close game, so it is what it is. But Notre Dame, FSU, Tennessee, tough schedule, I say.
Yeah. Still early. No, not too many conference games. Still Texas A&M, Penn State, Oklahoma, Michigan, Ole Miss. So future still ahead of him. No, nothing too daunting that he can't overcome. Especially since we've seen him play pretty good ball at one point. So
yeah, I think he'll be back. I mean, this season might be a little chalk, but he'll be back around.
Yes, sir. Who I think, where is Auburn at? Auburn had a question in the chat. Is an 84 team versus a 99 overall team too large of a gap to overcome, regardless of user? Asking for a friend.
I would say regardless of user, no. I think we've seen it plenty of times in this league. It can be done. Like, I wouldn't say regardless of user. I mean, there's people in here right now who I think if I gave J Roth, just for an example, if I gave J Roth let's just say LSU, and he had to play the current Ohio State user with Arkansas, I don't even think J Roth will win that game, just off scheme alone. And I'm not saying that anyone is like a super great user. I just think that, certain matchups aren't good for people, and, sometimes that skill gap isn't there. That being said, though, it's obviously super tough to have a team, 85 and play at 99, especially, like, I guess he's talking about himself. I mean, particularly when...
Nah, it can't be. He said asking for a friend. He specifically said asking for a friend. So.
Well, I mean, at Auburn, if you look at their line's not really built to compete with a lot of these. Once again, some of these 99s aren't that good, but I'm assuming he's talking about like the best of the best teams. You're gonna I don't think that the user is like, I don't think that the person's a better user with the worst team per se. So let's just say that the users are even in such a case, like, and then you have no line. it's going to be tough to win.
Yeah, I think your margin of error, of course, is much slimmer. I mean, when you're doing that, so I don't know. Maybe adjust play style, or think about maybe I got to run the rock a little more, or maybe I got to do things I might not normally want to do. Tennessee game seems like it was. I mean, I didn't get to watch that one, but it seems like it was a good shootout. I had too many styles on either side, but yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't be too upset about your losses. So, not that he is, but I think on his schedule, he can really be able to compete with everybody coming up. I don't think there should be anybody he's like, just overmatched by. I don't think. I mean, my team is pretty good, so maybe you could say that, but
Gotcha.
I think
I will say running the ball is probably the hardest thing to do when you're overmatched. Just because it'll feel like the opponent team just gets insta sheds no matter what you're doing. And then realistically, the quarterback is going to be the quarterback. If somebody's playing man, that could be tough. The real differentiator is like everybody in that top tier probably has a running back with 95 seed and at least gold shifty. That is where I think the real differentiator comes in. And if you don't have the backers or the corners or the safety to at least help out, and that dude makes one cut and makes one person miss on a flat route, they're taking that 70 plus yards multiple times a game. And then it's just like, this dude had a 4-yard drive and put up 7 points, and you got to grind out 12 plays in 2 minutes. So
yeah, exactly.
That's where it is. Your margin for error is a lot smaller, and then as much as they say keep things in front of you, it's super difficult. It is. So, but
But the great part about, I mean, not to act like this is, just the best way to do it or whatever, because it's not necessarily, but the great thing is, man, it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it matters for you to like maybe get a legend or whatever, But at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, you gotta win the games in your conference. Like, if you're a superior user, like you shouldn't lose to Oregon the way you lost. Just in his case, and I know he's asking for a friend, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think that he was just completely overmatched by the Oregon team. The Oregon team is good, but like you could expect, like a 42-28 loss, let's just say.
Right.
But then the great part is like, man, you don't got to win those games. You know what I'm saying? He's in the Big 12 now, actually. So
yeah, Oregon was.
He actually does.
He needed to win that one.
Well, the Oregon game, yeah, he should have. Well, I'm not gonna say he should have, because Oregon should be in the Big 12. He's only down because he has to be there. And his team is a tier 1 level team, but it is tough in the Big 12. Like he's punching up in his weight class, but that's pretty much what the whole Big 12 is. I mean, it's a lot of users whose teams aren't necessarily the best, and it's a lot of outskilling. Like a lot of the users from a skill perspective in tier 2 could be in tier 1. Just maybe they don't have the team building, or they might have had a down year, or they might have joined a team late. All these type of things, play into it. But yeah, having the worst team in the Big 12 is a little rough for sure.
Before we move on, is this year 2 of his team like this? Was this not last season where he had like a punter at left guard or something?
I think he recruited a little bit better like this past season, so he has some guys in this year now. I think it was 2 years ago where he didn't have anyone on his roster, which, I mean, that's not nobody's fault.
Gotcha. So, yeah, not to say much, but you got a Georgia game coming up, and that's going to be another team disparity. So, but you can get him. He's
gettable for sure.
Yeah, he's gettable. I know he's low. Maybe you could catch him on the back end of him being heated off his grind game. So maybe you try to load up real quick and catch him while he's on the back foot or something. In the Big 12, Syracuse is playing so far, just off a record, the best ball right now. Are we a little surprised at that, Frost?
Yeah, I would say yeah. I don't think he was really expected to do that well so far. Only one conference game, but off to a pretty solid start. I don't know how he got to number 4. I mean, I feel like that's kind of high, but
Finished
I'm
last
not
year
hating.
good, and then
Okay.
And then he has a 9-9 overall team. So his preseason he was like top 10. So
Okay.
he didn't have like that far to go.
You know, say I don't see any wins this year where I'm like, that's a fantastic. At Washington, he took care of business. That's what we're supposed to do. But
He
it
played
will
Washington
kinda,
though, and he had
Before-
255 overall D tackles.
Oh yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's
was
true
cool.
though. With his play style, like you were saying too, it probably
right.
was even worse for Washington. So I'm still waiting to see. I would say I'm surprised he's number 4. Yeah, but seems like he gave Bag a decent game. I didn't watch that one, but
I
you know,
did.
early morning
I
game.
didn't. I was curious if that was mid J Roth conversation last night, but I don't think.
No, the JL conversation was against Tennessee. No, I mean he's he's decent at the game for sure. It's not like he's not a scrub by any means. He's gonna run the ball a lot. He started to get some runs against me that worked eventually, but a lot of those runs we were bottling up, which helped us out a lot. And after that, in my opinion, it was a lot of hike haul. And he's trying to you've seen these type of guys before where they get it, they run to the right, they try to hit the backside dig, or they have a little stick route sitting there. They try to run, and if you go, try to go tackle the quarterback, you're gonna throw it to the stick and try to run up the field, or you're gonna playmaker a drag. In my opinion, it was a lot of that. So we'll see how he does in the Big 12. I mean, there's some really good users in the Big 12. He's gonna have to do it on the road sometimes. So we'll see how he ends up holding up.
Yeah, on the road at Clemson, at Auburn. My goodness, sorry, versus Auburn, but at Clemson, at Arizona State, and at Georgia. That is not an easy test. And then Baylor the last game, who can air it out. So it really only just takes one mistake for Baylor to run away with a game. Finesse is known to air it out, so
For sure.
It only takes one. Gonna look at this file. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fries, we locked in this season, sir?
Yeah, we are. After those first 2, we locked back in.
Yeah.
That we had to do.
I was looking. I was ready to have maybe an intervention because the fall from the top was like you fell down the escalator backwards and you kept trying to catch yourself. But as we see, it was versus a quality Notre Dame team and a quality Nebraska team. Both close games.
I should have won both of those for real. I think they would probably both. Well, Notre Dame will never agree. OG probably would agree, and people watching the game would agree. I should have beat Notre Dame, but
listen, I don't think I've ever heard OG talk bad about anybody yet, so I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
Nah, not OG. OG will give you your credit, or even if he doesn't believe it himself, I don't know, but he'll definitely. That was crazy. Notre Dame is a little more hesitant. Usually, he's like, oh well, no, I did this, and this was by design.
Yeah, he'll defend himself, but OG, I feel like is real, such a polite person.
He is.
Yeah, OG, 60-20, like good game, champ.
OG's the opposite of Notre Dame, though. See, Notre Dame will defend, sometimes Notre Dame gets some breaks and he'll defend it, and then when the breaks go against him, he'll be just as mad at the game as you are, right? But OG's kind of the opposite. He'll mess around, and I'm not saying this is the case because I didn't see the second half of that game, and Frost was up 17 at halftime and found a way to lose. But OG will beat you by 40 points and say, "Oh man, I got all the breaks, to move around in the pocket and hit that drag, that was nice." He'll start doing all that, when in reality, no, you had no chance of winning that game.
Oh, that's crazy. But listen,
I mean, I'm not saying that's the case. That's not the case for the Nebraska Clemson game. They had good games, and that game, he managed to make apparently a big time comeback to win that game. But I'm just saying, I mean, he played somebody in the grind yesterday with his Arizona team. He played an Arizona State team that hasn't been boosted. It's brand new. Dude's 72 overall, and I didn't see that game either, but I saw him in the chat afterwards saying like, "Oh man, like better team, like you might have won that game." Like, and I'm like, probably not.
Mr. Coco Melon. I don't have a problem with him, but is
Oh, someone's in the chat.
yeah, he a straight shooter. He a straight shooter. And then a lot of times, if you ain't prepared, that backhand compliment will cut you deep. So, and it's more likely he kind of just wants you to stand on business. If you're gonna stand on business, he'll call it what it is and then keep it moving. But
nah, look, if I'm wrong, bro, I have no problem saying that I'm wrong, and I apologize. So, it is what it is. What I will say, Arkansas, definitely, man. And I told you, I gave you your props before, but I'll do it again because I see you need some extra love, so I'm gonna definitely give it out. Great job. You still show up, you play your games every week with that team that you have, and you make games tougher, dude. So I got a lot of respect for what you're doing over there. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, but I definitely think that you give yourself.
He ain't
You
even
might.
let you finish. Didn't let
Yeah,
you
he didn't let me finish. But I would say, you know what I mean? Like on the other side of that too is a lot of the times you're losing is not just because your team is bad. Like we got to keep it a buck. Like we see what you. It's not like you out here just dotting dudes up. A lot of dudes in this league, especially the ones who are winning the championships, I think if I put them on your Arkansas team, they would do better than you're doing. And if I gave you like one of the top teams, we're about to see in the grind. You're about to have the best team in the grind, head and shoulders, best team in the grind. You're about to play in tier 3 against, all the unproven dudes. And, here it goes where you're going to act like I'm just mean. But if I had to bet my money or if I had to put it on my son's life, I don't have a son, by the way, before I do it.
If you know, you know.
Breaking news.
I would say that you don't win the ACC next year in the grind. But, we'll see. Prove me wrong. If anybody wants to take that bet with me, if anyone wants to take the bet with me and say, that he's winning the ACC, we can shake on that right now. I'm willing to bet. We can bet the house on it.
Not a bet man. Can't tell you a favorite from a sharp bet. So if he's that confident, you might want to be careful. Just throwing that out there.
Arkansas, man, is good stable in the league now. I think great, always reading the chat, active. So keep grinding.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, turn around. Dudes get better. Like a lot of players in the league who used to get just worked. Like Texas, for example, used to get worked. Like probably a bottom 5-ish player in the league, and now dudes respect his game. Give him credit. He's all right. He's all right now. So you can get better.
Gotcha.
He's not the only one either. So
nah,
not at all.
Just taking a quick peek at Georgia. I know the 0-5 record might shock some people, but it's not what it seems. It's tough losses. Ohio State got a forced loss versus Texas A&M. Played Texas close. We know Baylor's no slouch, and then back to the bag work spread of 2028 when he won the championship in the playoffs. So still got a lot of schedule ahead of him. I think that's rivalry game versus Auburn. I know it's going to be tough versus Okenzo. Will we agree to say Okenzo is officially gettable and not be shocked?
You mean gettable as in someone can beat him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think Okenzo's the Okenzo of last year, even when this game dropped. At the moment, he's just not as focused on gaming right now, which is life happens for sure. Potentially, he's proven over and over again that he can be one of the best players in this league. But at the moment, I wouldn't say he's a favorite to win the Big 12. Do I think he loses to Georgia? Potentially. I mean, Georgia needs a win.
Kenzo, that's a home game for Kenzo.
Georgia had Kenzo's number even when Kenzo was at the top.
Really?
He would lose to Georgia. Georgia probably has at worst a 500 record against him.
Okay.
Throughout since this game's come back out, including 25.
Okay.
Even when Kenzo's been dominant, so that's not a good matchup for Kenzo. And we'll see how it plays out. And Kendall's not at his strongest right now. Neither is Georgia, but I think that game will be interesting for sure. I'm taking Kenzo because he has home field at the end of the day. But
you saying that made me think this crazy misbag the game not having like head-to-head records and they're pretty easily accessible. Like I should be able to see my record against whoever, specifically for things like this, like the podcast or just the league. I would love to see my all-time record versus anybody.
User. Yeah.
Can't do it.
Be tough.
So
okay, I stand corrected. My bad.
maybe.
My bad, Mambo.
I'm sorry.
I sit back. I shut up.
No. That's not a crazy. It was a reasonable question, but thinking for next year, could we? That's a lot of work for somebody probably, but is there a way that we can track that officially? Have
somebody would have
head-to-head
to track
records.
That. Somebody would have to be willing to set up a spreadsheet and do it, but
that's a lot. Whole lot.
Maybe for a little reward, what I'm saying? Give them a little plus something.
Nah, that need to be significant. To track head-to-head wins against every user.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. But it'd be for arguments that happen in the chat all the time. Always like, oh no, you beat me this time, but I beat you last time. Nobody ever.
Yeah, that's true. So for like grudge match wise, that's a little easier to track since Bag started that. But for example, the whole sorry to bring this back up. Not picking on J-Roth, but this is the most recent example. How J-Roth was like, we're probably 500, and Bag was like, there's no way in the world you think we're 500. But that was across multiple leagues, so that might get a little more difficult.
Yeah, we're not even close to 500, but
again, I wasn't trying to pull it up. It was just the most recent thing in my head, so I just needed an example.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Got a live listener question too, if y'all want to take a look at that. Another one.
Mr. Coco.
So you can just go ahead and read it out loud. To be honest,
he asked the pod how. That's crazy. He asked the pod how could he improve. He said his gameplay. So what do you think he could do better? It feels like picks and using on defense could be way better.
Yes, I mean just hearing that initially. Sorry.
Go ahead.
To just jump in, but I mean, number one, like anytime you're throwing picks in general, like you're gonna lose. Like if you're in tier 1 and you throw 2 picks, you should expect to lose the game. You will lose the game. If you're in the playoffs in this league and you're throwing 2 picks in a game, you already lost the game right there. So first things first is you gotta understand your reads and be able to make them consistently. Like that's what really separates a lot of the top, even really the top half of tier 2 and up is just they don't turn the ball over very much. I mean, even my games, with I lost to Tennessee on the road last week, and I had a fumble in the red zone, which is somewhat out of my control. And I also had another interception early in the game, and then I lost the game throwing a second interception. So I had 3 turnovers, ended up losing the game by 10 points. And you can't blame nobody but yourself. I mean, and you can get away and still win those games a lot of times, especially in tier 2, and maybe even especially in tier 3.
Yeah.
And maybe even in tier 2, somewhat. But that'll kill you. The higher up in the league, the better players you're playing. Like turnovers just destroy you. So you have to be able to understand what route concept you're running and be able to read the defense and take care of the football. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You saw Georgia run through the ACC the first year we were doing tiers, and he was dominant, and he was getting away with throwing 2-3 picks in the game and still winning games in the ACC. But as soon as he came to the Big 12, he's fighting for his life because 2 picks is an L, and like 3 picks is a beat down. Like, as simple as that.
Gotcha. Frowls, you got anything for him?
Yeah. I mean, that's all a lot of really good game, sure. Defense user and wise, I feel like I can try to touch on, and not even trying to come off as, hopefully you don't take it as that, because I'm really just trying to give authentic advice. Like you may be like, duh, obviously I'm doing that, but with usering, a lot of it does matter who you're actually using. Like, do you adjust your sub linebacker? Like, you have are your linebackers able to run? Are you somebody who, I haven't watched enough of your games to tell you who you user, but like, do you user, a safety? Do you user like a slot corner? Hopefully not on the D line rushing. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you are, but
No,
I've seen it
I
before.
didn't
So
see him
okay,
when I played him. I don't think he's a
all
good
right. So
dual user.
that's good. But mainly, like, who are you using it with? That's a bunch. And then, I mean, once you play more and understand like what dudes are trying to do, you kind of can, see. He said he uses linebackers. Okay, that's perfectly fine for sure. Like most people do that. But if you have like, I'm just pull up your roster for example and seeing what you have back there. But if you have like a safety who can come in the box who might not play, that was a little crazy, but might not play a bunch, then you can slide him in at sub linebacker, give you some more flexibility. Because your linebackers, nothing crazy speed wise. Like they're in the low 80s, one's 85. Looks pretty good, but you're redshirting them, so. And the dudes are going to be tough at this stage of the league too. When you're playing, a lot of players have, some speed somewhere on the field. So I would think about your sub linebacker, maybe bringing down a safety, one of your backup safeties, let them run there if they're like 90 something speed. Can change your defense a lot. And then just understanding concepts, what dudes are trying to do, being in the right spots. A lot of times you don't even really, like, obviously it's nice to have a nice lurk, but mainly it's just being in the right spot with your user. And dudes won't even throw in your area. It's what you kind of want. Make them hesitate just a little bit. Pressure gets there. Throw somewhere they're not really locked in on. So, yeah, he said never cornerback or safety. So maybe try a little safety action. See how they move around. Game doesn't really punish you that much for doing that. So I think most people should be, unless your linebackers are crazy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just to piggyback off that, like definitely, especially in your situation, you got to get a little bit janky with it. Like you're going to get punished less for having a slower back end safety than you're going to get punished for having like a really slow user. So like if you have, maybe he's even your best safety. I mean, especially if you have like, maybe a safety who's not that high in overall, but with speed, like you don't lose that much at linebacker with them not having like, good block shed or the blow up badge or whatnot. Like you can still dive tackle somebody, with a kicker. So like I would say try to get a safety in there at linebacker with some speed and then cover the middle. And then the more you're playing somebody, you can see, like Frows was saying, you can see like what they're trying to do. Like if they're running, for example, like, a lot of people run trail concept because drags are OP. You know what I mean? So not OP in a bad way. I'm just saying like they're hard to guard. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are running trails, and you've seen them run the trail once, and they're running bunch again, and what they want to go to is this trail. Then why don't you set up, one of your hook curls to be able to basically be low enough to cover the drag, and you just kind of like you play with them now. Like, all right, you're gonna think I'm going to this drag, and I'm peeling off the drag, and I'm jumping back, and now you get a user lurk. And so I was saying before that on the one side that if you're throwing 2 or 3 picks, it's tough to win. Well, if you can create 1 or 2 turnovers, that's all you need. I mean, a lot of these games, especially in tier 1, like a turnover is a L. Like, unless you're gonna get a turnover back or something, or get a stop, obviously. But just the amount of possessions you have makes a huge difference. So,
Respectfully to your conference too, like nothing against y'all, but I would say the ball is definitely up for grabs a lot more just in watching those games. Like decisions aren't quite as sharp, and maybe just like a more relaxed play style. You could definitely, like, if you really up your user, like you can get some real game changing plays for sure. Because the Rock is out there. Rock is out there for sure.
yeah, definitely.
Good ball from some of the top users in the league. I don't know if I want to hear my opinion, so good ball from.
We always do, bro. We always do. What you got?
Do.
I know you got something for him.
When I played him, it's just if we're specifically talking about users, I would kind of say it is. Let me know if I'm out of pocket. Just try not to stay off of safety is not the best advice. I would say, like, if you could play cover 3 buzz where there's a safety and a hook curl and it shoots your linebacker out to the flat, that will give you some more agility, especially in the box, to try to cover a receiver if you're not putting your safeties at sub linebacker. Or I would say take one of your backup safeties and put him at sub linebacker, like Frau said, just to give you a little better opportunity, like more mobility. And then what you don't realize, sub linebackers can jump. I don't know if I know the code transferred over where linebackers really don't jump unless they have robber. So it kind of gives you robber without having it if you got a sub linebacker that was a safety, just to help. And then, like Bag said, not formations, but just patterns. People are going to run what they like. If somebody's comfortable running drags, please believe you're just going to get more drags. If somebody's comfortable throwing to the running back, they're going to keep throwing to the running back. I know Frau said it in a podcast before. Just try to take one read away, force them to make a second read, and then just try not to give up big plays. Like they said, it's going to be multiple opportunities in the Pac-12. You might be able to get away with throwing one or two as long as you can maybe get one or two back and then scoring in the red zone. So, you're not far off, and then just try to make them work on offense. Try not to give up a big play, because I know if you take a big drive that takes 2-3 minutes and then they score in 45 seconds, now you're just like kind of defeated. Like, oh man, I'm back on this horse, and it took him 2 seconds. So that's all I got.
Your question also made me think, we kind of mentioned something like this, but I would love like not for this podcast, but a segment where maybe we can like screen share or something in practice mode and explain kind of what we're talking about. A little like,
what?
I don't know, like a proof of concept kind of vibes.
Listen, say less. I'm locked in.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm locked in if y'all ever want to just be like, hey, y'all want to hit the lab? I didn't ask before for sure. I know if I got the time and somebody wants to be like, hey man, can you explain what you were talking about? So I'll just go.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to.
No.
Of course, I know
sure.
Bag still.
I was maybe thinking about, we were talking about the angle screen.
No,
I never talked to, like, I told him I was going to tell him offline what I do or explain what I was saying. But if I could just pull up my film and be like, when they run this is what I do. With a fine line, because I also, I'm still trying to keep my competitive edge. I need.
Right.
I can't give dudes your whole, but for the most part, like the angle screen, I would love to see it not in the league anymore. So I'm happy to tell dudes how I stopped that. That rarely ever gets me. If you know the formation, which that's
so
most of the battle.
Arkansas specifically, this is what I was talking about. This cover 3 Buzz Mabel, and I'll have to flip sides to show you. Let me just throw the ball away. But if you don't substitute your dudes in, if you call like a Buzz Mabel and it doesn't necessarily have to be match, just pick something. So how your safety, they're always going to try to stay in their shell, whether it's 3, 2, 4, unless you change your presets. But how your linebacker is responsible for the seam flat, and your safety is responsible for this hook curl. You can use this hook curl, because this is his zone, and not be out of place and get more mobility than if you were to use this linebacker. So if that's something, and it'll help you switch up your coverage, because if you're just playing cover 2 or cover 4, and then you see this dude drop, and then wrong bad user, but that linebacker drop out, and then that safety drop down because you're using him, it could make somebody pause for a second. So just look for stuff like that. Realistically, it doesn't help to just kind of go on practice mode every once in a while, even if it's like 5-10 minutes, and just play around. Just kind of stand here, like, all right, switch stick here, switch stick. Oh, sorry. Try to switch stick back before the computer passes it. So yeah, but if anybody wants to laugh, please let me know. I'm always, if I got the time, I am more than happy to hop on, because that's.
Also, too, yeah, I mean, there's other just parts of your game, too, that you can just work on, need to add, or add. Like, I mean, I feel like you need to be able to switch stick with no delay. So getting good at that, like, it's a setting, it's probably on slight delay if you haven't changed your settings, but you it's tricky too because now I do it with the D-pad when I switch sticks, so it's not an issue. But if you're switch sticking with the right stick, it can get a little dicey. But definitely getting good enough to where you can switch stick consistently with no delay would be a major improvement in your defense as well. Just being able to take away routes, like you see, you might be using a drag going one way and there's a crosser going the other way. If you can switch stick and go cover that, now you just take away 2 reads. It's almost guaranteed the pressure's going to get in at that point. And also being able to understand like different match concepts and just understand like what your responsibility is if you're the mid read. The mid read's easy in general. I mean, you're probably taking the first route to cross your face 9 times out of 10, but just understanding those, so like you can start adding those to your game and being really effective with it and be able to actually play as a user in match, because a lot of people either turn the match off or can't run match at all because they'll mess around and have somebody running for a touch, me included, will have somebody running for a touchdown on the other side of the field. They had no idea they were supposed to cover. So that too is a major step for a lot of people.
Gotcha. No, Arkansas, that's something we've done before. When we did In the Mind with, I think, who was our first one? I think we did it with Frowls. I think it was Frowls' game, conference championship game. But for sure, we're willing to do. I know Frowls loves doing that. Realistically,
yeah, I hop on any time of day if we got somebody who can watch. That's it's like one of my favorite things. So
like if
for
you
sure,
put up your VOD, I think, and then you wanted to hop on, I think we could probably get that one done. So, but just to wrap up the Big 12 bag, who you got top 2 coming out?
Oh, that's the Big 12 is always super tricky.
I'm not letting you slide today either. We need you to stand on something.
From what I've seen so far this year, I think the 2 favorites for me is easy. I think it's Clemson. He's been playing really good ball. He's lost to 2. One dude who's I think won 2 natties and another dude who just plays well in general. And then and Baylor has been playing good ball as well. He's got a win over Texas, even though it's turning out that Texas is having a pretty rough year. But still, that's a big win to go into Texas and win there, and he's handled business pretty much everywhere else. So I think the game he lost, I remember that game, he lost to Alabama on a pretty crazy catch for him to be able to get the win in regulation. So those are the 2 who have looked the best to me. Arizona State has the potential, but he isn't really at the level I'd like to see him at. Auburn's team is going to hold him back for sure. Syracuse, I played against him. He's got a chance. He can shake things up, but I got to see it. I don't know if he'll be able to win consistently at the highest level with that, but we'll see. He's been playing decent ball so far, and so for me, Clemson and Baylor.
Gotcha. Franz, I know you don't believe in picking yourself, so if you just had to pick 2, who do you think the best 2 look right now in the Pac-12? Or sorry, the Big 12.
I agree on Baylor. Baylor, I think Bag said long ago, him and Hoop, I guess, remind how they play, like kind of on the margins. I believe he compared, maybe it's Ill Will, I don't know, but it's all of them are similar to me. Like, can be really tough to stop. I think Baylor is like maybe between Hoop and Ill Will. If I had to, I don't know, but he's good, real good, playing good ball. I think he'll be in the mix, and I do feel good about myself. I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't pick myself, I wouldn't say that, but I think I'm playing pretty good ball. It's not one like last year. I had an excuse. I felt like my roster wasn't like that, and not an excuse, but explanation more so, because it was my fault. But this year we got what we need, man. I got a little mini two QB system going. And my running back, finally, we got him right this offseason, so he kind of can get out of there. So we feel good, man. I should be in that mix.
Yes, sir. We'll pause the relegation talk for the Big 12 for now, since it's still early in conference championship.
I'm just kidding.
I hope Georgia can pick it up, man. I hope Georgia could pick it up. It's impressive what he can do with that roster, regardless of the game outcome. I will say that it is definitely impressive. So hopefully he can keep it up, and then it would be great if nobody went down. You know, that just mean everybody balled out. But I don't know if that's participation trophy type stuff. So moving on to the Big Ten, top tier. Right now, Nebraska 7-0, North Carolina 4-1, Notre Dame 6-1, Iowa 3-2, Florida 3-2, and probably let's not even call it a shocker because Tennessee has been playing good ball for the last, we could say, like 15 games. So Fryles, Big Ten, how do you feel like this conference so far is shaping out, and your expectations?
Yeah, as expected for the most part. Mildly surprised with the LSU Tennessee game, but again, that's not really that. I mean, go either way those kind of games. So overall, good comp league. OG's, I don't know, last time he lost the game, I feel like he's been undefeated for the past year and a half now, right?
I don't think he went wire to wire last year, did he? Did he go wire to wire undefeated last year?
I feel like he might have.
Because he won the conference championship last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Versus
He been kind of on one. Hoop, I think, has been playing a really good ball too. Hoop and Notre Dame are always solid. I feel like Hoop's turned up his game a little bit. Kind of tuned down the recklessness. He still plays on the margins, but I think just from watching them and playing against him, I think he's cut down his turnovers a little bit. Ill Will is interesting because his offense is hard to stop. He does some stuff that's hard to stop, but we always talk about his defense. I don't know if it's a personnel thing or just, you know, he doesn't really care too much on defense, but I think that's going to hold him back in this conference. Yeah, but I do think we might see maybe 4 playoff teams.
Gotcha.
From here.
You were saying defense, and the first thing I thought of a cross comparison for Ill Will was he's the Mike D'Antoni of our league.
It's a good comp, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
What you got back? How you feeling about the Big Ten so far? And then, because again, I think only one person. Yeah, everybody has 2 conference games at most. Yeah, and you only have 1. So, how you feel about the Big Ten? How it's shaping now, and then what do you see for the future of it?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's going to be a really, really tough conference this year. You know, Nebraska is who he is, and then we'll see how North Carolina is able to hold up. But he's been playing good ball. I think he just beat Florida on the road, which is a good win. Seems like he's been able to put up some points per usual, and he's getting stops. So, you know, that'll do it. Notre Dame's also playing good ball. Just a disappointing loss to Miami on the road, but you know, I mean, it happens. I don't know who's going to get sent down out of here. I don't know who the second team is going to be in that conference championship. I would say Nebraska is playing great ball, so we can expect him to be there. And it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. I mean, I think it's a really, really tough conference this year. And everyone's playing really good ball. Iowa, I mean, he does struggle defensively at times, but he still is a juggernaut on offense, to be honest. So I mean, anytime he plays a clean with you talking about what I said about defense?
Yeah, you said at times, but I never really seen him like lock up. But my bad, I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Keep cooking.
No, good. Yeah, I mean, you know, he might be the worst defender probably in this conference if that's what you was waiting for me to say. But
I was.
But
can we not act like that's still almost not a compliment?
Yeah, I mean, he's still able to compete.
Between you, Notre Dame, North Carolina, Nebraska, and Florida, I feel like that's not the biggest slight for you to possibly be like, would you say he has a top 3 offense in this conference?
Maybe not. Maybe so. But, I mean, there's a lot of good offense in this conference, too. I would just say that if he is able to play mistake free, man, at the end of the day, like he doesn't need to get a stop, and he's shown that. I mean, he's dominated the Big 12 in general. I mean, he should have came up the year before if it weren't for a J. Roth, suspension game that he won and a fair sim loss to Florida. He would have came up the year before. So I mean, he had 2 straight years of dominating the Big 12. So obviously, he gets wins, but. At this level, yeah, it'd be nice if he can get a stop, but we'll see if he needs to. Home field will play a big part in a lot of those games, and if he can just play clean ball and not turn the ball over, then maybe he won't need to stop. So anything can happen for sure.
Yes, sir. Frows. I assume you have Nebraska clear cut number 1 right now. Who do you think the other team that could possibly end up in the Big 12 championship is? Or sorry, yeah, Big 10.
I mean, could end up there. That's kind of. It's hard for me to. I feel like, North Carolina, Notre Dame, and LSU all could. Will we just, Bag just kind of outlined he could just go on a heater offensively. I mean, that's definitely in the realm. So I would say all could, but right now, I think based on form, I like Hoop. I think Hoop's playing really good ball. His defense, to me, is taking a step up. As you see with the points against too. I don't know if that's just computer games mixed in or what, but I mean, he's seemed to have turned a little bit of a
Who's he playing
there. I don't know. Let's take a look.
Texas, Colorado, South Carolina, Navy.
All right, so I mean, his schedule's been bullshit. He's played. He's got.
I wouldn't go that far.
He played Colorado. He got a CPU win and 2 force wins, and 1 loss.
He got that Texas win. Handled Okenzo.
No, he lost to Texas, and he got a force win against. He got a force win. Dudes just don't be reading, bro. It's crazy.
I stand on what I said.
You stand on what you said. Wait, can we pull the schedule again?
I mean, obviously the schedule outline is different, yes, but I mean he beat Okenzo, took care of business.
No, he did.
He got a force win
last year.
Okenzo.
Oh, okay.
He got a force win against Okenzo.
Okenzo was scared. I mean, what you want me to say?
He
wasn't scared. Same glitch that you had on your Xbox.
Oh, my shit worked out though. I don't know. He didn't want it enough. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, anyways, dude said he stands on what he says is just insane.
Listen,
because he essentially played 1 game against a quality user so far this season and lost it.
It's week 1, man. It's week 1. I said right now he's in good form. That's hey, he asked me my pick, man. That's my pick. I'm standing on that.
All right.
So we have another awful pick by Frows, but
didn't he beat you last time y'all played?
I think he did, but I mean,
it's not crazy. It's a crazy pick.
That is a J-Roth argument. That's a J-Roth argument, dog.
It's not a crazy pick. The thing is, it's not a crazy pick. Your logic behind it is just nonsensical. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think Hoop could definitely go to the championship. I'm not saying he can't. He's been in good form for 3 or 4 seasons, but your logic behind it is atrocious.
I said he's playing good ball now. He's 4-1. That's crazy. That's crazy to say.
Yeah, it's crazy to say because he's played 1 real opponent essentially, and he's
lost. Make the schedule quick. Who we got next? Man?
Florida,
if you don't mind. Okay.
Oh, I thought he played Florida already. I was waiting on that game. Yeah, so that'll be a good game for him right there.
We got at Iowa, at Notre Dame. Let's check back after those.
For sure, we can do
that. Of course, you're checking back over those. But let's not gloss over your comment that he's in great form when he's played 1 game essentially and lost it.
It's not all about just wins and losses. It's about just an eye test. Watching the film.
There's no film.
There is. He got 4 wins.
He lost to a dude who has 3 losses himself. This is his only game that he's played against a real opponent.
Texas has 3 losses.
Yeah, he does.
Oh man, that is
okay.
Frows are standing on it. That's all I know.
Clearly,
I gave my pick, man.
You did. I believe in it, bro. I like it. Bag. What is your secret to the slow start and then finishing strong on the conference?
I mean, there's no secret, man. It's it just starts. Games really start having to matter, and maybe I'm a little bit more locked in, but losses happen, man. I mean, I could explain away my losses, and I can explain away my wins too. So I mean, it just is what it is. But I think the more I learn my team and start to see what plays are working well for me and what things are working well for me, then I'm able to kind of make my way in, and that's the most important thing is being in prime form when the playoffs come. But there's no secret to it, and one of these years it's going to bite me in the butt for sure. So you know, ideally we stop with this type of stuff.
The slow starts.
But with these slow starts, yeah, I mean, I feel like I had a lot of things go against me in the Notre Dame game and Tennessee game. I was mid temper tantrum with J. Roth the whole game, but I don't want to take away from Tennessee. By the way, he played actually a very good game and made some big time plays. So shout out to him. And those are the losses. So now I mean, it's a very tough road for me to get to the playoffs. I mean, I still got to play Hoop, Nebraska, Iowa, Florida, to make it in there. So it's going to be.
So okay.
Yeah, I mean, I got to play the whole conference. You know what I mean? So, Florida on the road is going to be tough. Hoop on the road is going to be tough. Nebraska's tough anywhere you play them, and so is Iowa. So, we got a long way to go. Luckily, we got 2 CPUs, so we'll get into a bowl game regardless. But that's not our goal at LSU. I'm gonna have to find a way to win minimum 2 out of those last 4 user games. Ideally 3. Ideally all of them. So.
Gotcha.
We got a long road. We got an uphill battle. Haven't been playing great ball, so you gotta try to turn that around.
Gotcha. You heard it from the man himself. Got to lock in the second half of the season. So, moving on to the SEC right now. Xavier is continuing the run, looking in prime form right now, 7-0. Alabama continuing the upward trend since he's come back out after the first season. Haven't seen him take a dip yet. Ohio State 5-1, 2-0 in conference. Tennessee 5-0. Texas 4-3, and Vanderbilt. Sorry, excuse me. Miami 4-2. Bag, who do you see in this middle? Because this middle is tough right now. Texas could get a win any week. Miami could possibly pull off a win any week. Tennessee's been playing, we could just say phenomenal ball at this point. After taking over that team, appears to be continuing the trend. Ohio State is going to continue doing what they do. And then Alabama's been playing some really good ball that you called out 2 seasons ago. So who do you think right now in just that second group out the SEC is most impressive right now?
Out of Tennessee, Texas, Miami, or out of anybody but Zev?
Anybody but Zev. So Alabama down, essentially.
I would say, that's a little bit tricky. But I would go with either Alabama or Ohio State. I think Alabama's win against Baylor was a great win. Ohio State's gotten Texas. I'm not sure who else they've been able to beat. I'm just not familiar. But Ohio State's beat the brakes off of Florida. Did lose Texas A&M, which is a very bad L. But that happens. I mean, not like very bad as in like Chuck's bad at the game, but I'm just saying like, he's supposed to win that. So Ohio State's doing what he's supposed to do, so I wouldn't say anything surprising there. Do you mind showing me Alabama's schedule? Alabama's also kind of just doing what I expect him to do. He has a solid win. Last one could I see is Tennessee. Trying to see if Tennessee has like a second quality win, really. He got Chuck.
No, he hasn't played any in conference. You just you, and you're not even in his conference.
Right. So who am I most impressed with? I would say, Tennessee's off to a good start. Definitely that was a big win against me. We'll see how he does against his conference schedule. But as we remember last year, he was fighting for his life. Was supposed to get relegated last year with Tennessee. The only reason why he didn't is because he was able to beat Clemson. Clemson was found a way to lose to him and J. Roth. But he only won 1 game in conference last year. So, we'll see how he's able to do this year. Seems like he's on a good track. He got a win against me, so that's major. But yeah, who am I? The question is, who am I most surprised by? I guess I would say I'm most surprised Tennessee is still undefeated 5 weeks through. So shout out to him for that.
Gotcha. Frowls, if you had to pick any of the remaining 5 to meet Zevi in the conference championship, who are you picking?
I think I would pick Ohio State just based on his track record and his squad. I think he's got the most likely chance to get there. But I do like Bama plays quality ball for sure. Tennessee, I think, is still a little bit underrated in the league because he's been in the league for a minute. Still don't know fully how to feel about him. I think he wins games. Seems like a quality player.
About a year and a half.
Yeah, like he's not a gimmick player at all. Like he plays decent ball. So somehow I feel like he just doesn't get too much focus. I don't know why that is, but he's a quality player.
Quiet in the chat. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think that's probably a lot of it too. Yeah. And then Texas, like you mentioned, I mean, he could beat anybody, but I think those 2 early losses are back to probably rule him out of any real contention.
Gotcha. I noticed you didn't answer the question, so I got another one for you. If you had to choose at the end of the season, are we getting a repeat champion or are we getting a new champion?
A repeat champion.
Wow.
I feel confident in that. I think OG's right now a pretty significant favorite. After that, it would be Zevi or Ohio State. I mean, depending on how you feel. And then if you even go like a step lower, I mean, I don't know. I would be surprised. I think LSU might have the best chance out of dude who haven't won one, even though he started off slow because he's been in the semis a couple times. But I'm gonna say keep it in that family.
Wow. Okay. Bag, how you feeling? Would you, if you had to take the 5, 6 people that have won versus the field essentially, or you rooting for a new champion? Who you got?
I'm definitely rooting for a new champion. Do we get one? I don't know who else besides maybe me would get there, but so I'm gonna say no. It's probably a repeat champion. I mean, it looks like Nebraska's really on a roll right now. So we'll see how he finishes out the year. Ohio State's been playing good ball. Hopefully he is able to make a run. And Zeb's there. Me, Zeb, Ohio State. See how Clemson does. He's had 2 pretty good L's so far this season, so maybe he can make some noise in the playoffs. Notre Dame, we're still waiting for you to show life after the regular season. He's got a shot for sure, but I don't know if I see anybody else come. I mean, Alabama, I really do like his game a lot, but I got to see him against tier 1s consistently, and I think he'll do all right, but
that playoff game got a bit of a, I don't know, kind of a little bit of a cloud on how I feel about him, I think, which is, I mean, it's just one game, but.
Yeah, but your take on Tennessee is crazy to me. I didn't get to circle back on this. I mean, he's been in the season, essentially, been in the league essentially for 1 full season now. Because he joined around this point last year, but then he proceeded in the conference to not be anybody but the team that got relegated. And this year he is 5-0, but we'll see how he finishes the year. It's a tough conference, but I would like to see.
What's my take on Tennessee? I said I still don't know how to feel about him.
Nah, you said that he's underrated and that he's been playing super good ball. He didn't play good ball last year necessarily. I mean, not say he's bad. It's in tier 1, so I mean, everyone tier 1 is playing good ball, but at the same time,
you get nothing for a win over you. You give him nothing. I feel like you do the opposite of me.
No, I'm not giving.
Somebody beats you, then you just.
I'm not giving him. I'm not giving him nothing. I am doing the opposite of you. I think one game doesn't change everything. Is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying it changes everything. I'm saying it matters though.
Except for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Not one game changes everything for me either. I mean,
well, just the playoff win.
He has no playoff win.
That's the point.
Yeah, the one game you said you're waiting for a playoff win. So
No. Last pod, I said that I don't even care if he wins one playoff game. I need him to win two. I need him to go to like the semifinal or something, or go to the championship. Like at this point, if he just like messes around and wins a first round game or something, like I don't care. Still, so
Dang, it's tough.
that's what I said. That's what I said last pod. So that's, I'm in line with that. Like one game doesn't change everything. Yeah, Tennessee is a good player. He plays good ball. He got a great win against me, and I'm taking nothing away from him on that. All I'm saying is, for me personally, that doesn't override, like, in general. I think that's his second tier 1 win. And if we look at how the tiers are this year, that would be his first tier 1 win. So I'm just saying that to say, like, to counter Frouse's point, I don't think he's underrated or overlooked or anything like that. Like he's where he's at. He's got some proving to do. He made a great first step at that with LSU. He's ranked number 2 now. If he can find a way to win 3 conference games, even he'll make the playoffs. So that'd be great. And then I would, give him a stamp. But like I know we're gonna go to these power rankings whenever we get to him, and Frouse is gonna put him in the A tier just because he won 1 game, which is typical of him. But and I just don't necessarily.
We'll see when we get there. We'll see when we get there.
Yeah. So.
So, before we head over to your mom's favorite part of the podcast, got a question from Mumbo in the chat. He asked, when building a team, how important do you think continuity and a complementary playstyle archetype are versus generally having dudes that are nice but don't align with how you play / philosophy?
I'll let one of y'all answer that if y'all want first.
Go ahead, Terrell. I'm gonna let you. He said a lot of words there. I'm trying to think of an answer.
From a lower tier, and I'll kind of break it down into a 2-part. It depends what your goal is. At my level, Pac-12, Big 12 level, I feel like you can get away with just recruiting best available. And that's okay, because if you just recruit best available and then you're able to get a couple dudes that are gems, you can make them fit what you want to do, because your margin of error is larger. But once you get to that top tier, for example, the year Frouse didn't have a shifty running back, his game looked off all year, but that's because he normally has a gold or platinum shifty running back to complement his play style. I don't know how deep y'all are into listening to when Bag talks about recruiting, because he just be going off, but you got to get the gems. He always makes sure he has a gap specialist and a speed rusher. So if you're 3rd and 4th down and he has a pocket disruptor, that's gold, but he has his nose tackle that could disrupt the run, it's like you can't really surprise him at that level, because he's prepared for every situation, and then he's always reloading. Versus for me, I could just go for raw or pure power or speed rusher or power rusher on the defensive line, and I'll be okay because I'm in the Pac-12, because nobody's team is really just outclassing me that way. So my scheme is really like, do I have a good running back and can I complete a throw? I can get away with that. That is not something I could do as far as being in SEC Big Ten, because I know at that point it really is a game of inches. Stuff has to be specific. Stuff really has to work at that level, just because you say that, but then we peep game how you pass to the running back and run man coverage. That's a recruiting thing. You go out and make sure you got dudes that can play man coverage and have speed on the field. So you say me giving advice without your.
What are you talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about right now.
Ohio. He said Michigan giving advice, but it's just like at that level, it's exactly what you're doing. You have speed everywhere, so you can.
Why you come in hating?
I don't know. I don't think he's coming at me. It's just he might just be putting it out there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like Ohio State don't. Look, people can have you can beat somebody in the game and they can still have an opinion on the game.
Like,
at the end of the day.
To be honest, I would not call myself a top 20 user right now in this league. But if you want to sit down and just go over knowledge of the game, that's something you can't tell me I'm not top 5 in right now. Just because I've been playing Madden college football for so long, just random stuff I know about the game that you might not know because you just haven't been playing at that level is different. So I'm not saying I'm the best user, but knowledge-wise, miss me with that one. And if you want to step in the ring and just talk game and talk ball on the sticks, come on. I'm not.
Yeah, I agree. In terms of just game knowledge, like I mean, for example, like J. Ross in tier 1, but his game knowledge has got to be like negative 10,000. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like even if he beats somebody, like J. Ross beat Notre Dame, right? And like I haven't beat Notre Dame, but J. Roth also knows. He just don't know much about the game. Like he just put some paragraph question in here that I'll let Terrell read. But you know, people can definitely have takes on the. People can know ball. You know what I mean? It's like that's why there's coaches out here. You know what I mean? Like coaches will never be able to beat their players one-on-one, but if they want to sit in a room and draw stuff up and talk about, you know, how to develop a player or whatever, you know what I mean, they might be able to contribute to that conversation.
Your players are frying you like that, you say?
That's crazy.
I mean, none of my players are frying me, but I mean, if I start coaching, if I start coaching, I mean, I'm coaching kids, but if I was coaching Division 1,
true. I'm just messing with you.
You know,
but
yeah.
That was my take on it, UGA, Mumbo. If that's how you care, just once you get to those higher tiers, it matters a little more than what you could get away with in the Big 12 and Pac-12. At that top level, if you don't have that shifty, or you don't have that gold die, or you don't have ball hawk in the secondary, that stuff will make a difference at that level. Because somebody gonna have cutter and they're gonna fry you. Like there's nothing you can do about it, and you still got to worry about so much other stuff. So I'll let Fryles or Bag expound on that.
That was a really good answer. Yeah, if I answered, I was gonna bring up just me personally, my running backs, like you hit on. I think that's about where I'm at too.
I mean, my personal opinion, there's dudes who like I ideally want to get from my playstyle, and I agree with that point completely. Like I ideally want like he's saying, like right now I think I have one gap specialist. I have 2 gap specialists in the grind. We've been playing good ball down there, but I don't really have speed rushers and gap specialists. I have one gap specialist who I stole from Michigan this year, which has been great. He saved the day against a lot of teams, but particularly on offense, like, and really everywhere, for me, I think it's at the end of the day, I think it's about having, you know, the best players, like who can make the most plays. Not necessarily their archetypes. And I think that you should be able to like kind of adjust your scheme to that, because it's like, for example, like I would love to have like, you know, right now I do, even though he's been selling me a lot recently, or I've been selling myself. It's kind of a gift and a curse having a dual threat quarterback, because you think you can do so much stuff, and then you end up doing stuff, and you end up like putting yourself in tough situations that you probably wouldn't if you had a pocket passer. But like, you know, you should be able to adjust your game to the players you have, in my opinion. Like there's no reason why, like if you have you know, you don't have a contested specialist, that you can't like run your offense. Or if you don't have, in my opinion, like if you don't have, you know, obviously same as having a dual threat or a backfield creator or whatever. If you don't have a purple shifty running back, that shouldn't mean that you just can't run the ball anymore. Like if you don't have, you know, a pass protector at right tackle, that shouldn't mean that you can't like do what you need to do, in my opinion. So I would say in general, like it's about just getting the best players. Like I would be getting, I mean, my situation a little bit different because I've been building this team for 7 years, and like I've been getting the best players at the positions that I want with the right archetypes, so I can move a little bit different. But I think in general, you know, I'm taking a 95 overall pure power. I'm taking a 5-star gem pure power dude over getting a 4-star gap specialist every day of the week. Personally, you know, like I'm a talent developer now and all this. So like, you know, I can sit up here and get a normal dev 4-star, and he's going to end up being above a 90 overall as a senior regardless. But if you're not in that situation, like I'm taking best player. Like it would be nice to have the best abilities possible, obviously, but I think that you should be able to like kind of adjust your game a little bit to just having good talent to what talent you have, in my opinion.
Yep. Then Jay Rawls question ask about do we
Oh, here
consider
I'll read this. Oh, you're gonna
Yeah,
read
go
it?
Oh, you got it.
Nah, I don't want to read it. You can read it. You was already there.
Well, he said, do you guys consider a single team having A+ guys at 99 cheesy? Will the league make any changes for CFB 27 to combat that? Considering on release date for CFB 26, there are only 4 players the entire game with 99 speed. Currently have 6+ teams in the league with 12+ guys over. I'll let y'all go ahead first on that if you want. Go ahead. What you got to say?
Yeah, Terrell, what do you think?
Wow, that's crazy. I keep referring to the Pac-12, but yeah, I'll jump. At this point, no, it's not cheesy. We are season 7, and it was just a product of speed kills, and he just happens to be winning. So to say the game didn't allow that many dudes with 99 speed, is it cheesy? To an extent, but at the same time, you had the same opportunity. Like if it was an unfair advantage, then maybe we could talk about it. But 99 speed, go look at all the top teams. They all have 3 or 4 guys that are probably close or around that. So as long as they don't have takeoff, it's really not as bad, but it's everybody was presented for the same opportunity. And that's what he chose to spend his points on. So will they make changes for 27 to combat that? That's a commissioner question, but he's already about to ban position changes. And then I don't know how many dudes would be happy if we were just like, you can't do manually changes either. Like I do know leagues like that, but that's kind of not fun, especially when the computer is going to be like, oh, I was waiting to upgrade a badge and you went and upgraded awareness. So it's a thin edge he has to balance. I can't answer all the questions for you, but cheesy at season 7 going into 8, like if you play Madden, you're gonna see the same thing. Dudes try to upgrade speed as much as possible because speed is king. So that's my take on it. If the commissioner wants to talk about, is there going to be a change for 27?
Rob, what do you think about it?
Well, I can tell you he ain't changing nothing on this, and he shouldn't, I don't think. But I think since the start of all of us been playing football games for, I mean, probably at least 20 years, right? Like it's probably putting it at least 20 years for most of us. Speed has always been like king in those games. Like that's part of video game football, I think, since the start of it. Like that's going to be in the game. I don't think 99 speed in this game though is even that game. A lot of times it's more like the badges with it. They can be kind of tough to stop, or maybe excel or whatever it may be. But there's plenty of receivers 99 speed. You play their team and you don't even really hear from them, because I don't think that's like there's other games, other iterations of football games where it's been way more important. And this 99 speed doesn't really move a ton, like especially at this point in the league, because most people should, I think, if you've been upgrading your team, you've been like doing what you're supposed to do, you should be able to have players who also can run with those 99 speed dudes. You should be able to have the badges to combat that. So for me, cheesy, I definitely don't really agree with. Sometimes it can be frustrating. If you just join the league, I can see that you're getting just burnt up every week. But if you've been in the league since the start, that we're in year 7, and you didn't recruit yourself, that's on you. Like you didn't know how to recruit for a long time. You didn't know how to progress your players for still now. It seems like it's, I can't put that on the commish. That's on you as a user. There's plenty of teams who maybe even not 99 overalls, but they have players on their team who have plenty of speed, who have what they need at receiver. Linebackers can run. Like we're so late in the game now you have recruiting, you got the portal over years and years. So I just don't feel bad, man. I really don't. Like badges can be gotten. Sometimes I'm sure a lot of the top teams could also have more dudes who are 99 speed if they wanted to. Or like they probably sacrifice a lot for badges because badges most times matter more, I would say. Kind of like George is saying in the chat. I think badges probably matter a lot more than most else. Like Terrell talking about me with Shifty. You give me bronze Shifty, I'll sacrifice whatever speed or whatever because I feel like I just rock out better with them. So I don't know, man. I think you gotta look in the mirror a lot on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to understand the question. I mean, so do you guys consider having A+ guys? Oh, sorry, what'd you say, Jerome?
Before you go, he said something else. He said he wants to hear the pod's take on it because it's not realistic, and this is a realistic league. Stop you there, because Bag has talked about this before. He's not trying to be the most realistic. He's trying to combat bad coding. But if you can control
100%.
getting 99 speed players on your team, that is something you had control over. Notre Dame purposely said, I want fast dudes. Ohio State purposely said, I want fast dudes. So guess what they spend those points on? Speed. So when you go play their teams are fast because that's what they wanted to do. Not because it's cheesy or whatnot, but that's how they decided to build their team. So it's not a realistic thing. He's trying to combat bad coding. You go ahead now.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Terrell's 100% right. I mean, that's definitely more so my goal is this isn't supposed to be like real life. This is a video game. It plays like a video game. Nothing about this game is necessarily quote unquote realistic, even though a lot of guys like to go to that argument. I think it's one that doesn't hold water because in a real game, for example, we don't even necessarily have rules against RPOs. We kind of just have the blanket no spamming plays. But in a real game, you can address someone running an RPO and just moving the ball down the field with that. You can, if a QB blast is coming, you can address that. And I mean, you can also in a little bit in this game counteract it, but still, like there's a lot of things that are just you can know the angle screen is another one. Like you can man up screens all you want in this game, but that man won't just go guard that person. In a real life, I can just tell my one player on defense, like, oh, your job is to go stick to that running back like white on rice when he goes out on this route and don't do anything else, or else I'm putting in the next guy and I'm taking your scholarship. In this game, it don't matter if you man that dude up, he's still not going to go guard that screen. So I mean, those are the type of things that we're trying to deal with more so than what you're talking about. I would say, like, is it cheesy for him to have 99 however many fast players he has? To some extent, like it definitely is, whatever, cheesy, glitchy. But on the hierarchy of things that are cheesy and glitchy, it's very low. It's probably not in the top 20 things. I mean, we don't have a rule against you squib kicking because you said you'll quit the league. I mean, no one in real life squib kicks every single time they come out there on the field. So, those are like higher up on the list for me and for a lot of people. And even further with this point, I mean, he has all these 99 speed dudes. He's lost to University of Washington 2 years ago when they were in Tier 3. I believe he lost to he lost to you.
This year.
He lost to you this year. You lost to Ole Miss, who I'm sure his team is slower than Miami's team. So I mean, speed, is great in this game, but it's not the only thing, in my opinion. Badges go a long way. I mean, obviously, speed can get you, through a lot of situations, no doubt. But back to another point that someone, I think Fryle said, this dude has all these 99 speed receivers, but he's throwing to the one who's not 99 speed. You know what I mean? Like it's like these dudes aren't even making the plays. They're just fast almost for no reason. I mean, I think having 99 speed dudes are more important on defense, if anything. Like you want corners who are going to be able to run with anybody they match up against. But on offense, like 99 speed with no takeoff, no shifty, just a straight 99 speed dude. I mean, isn't even that valuable. Now having like a 99 speed linebacker, having a defensive end who's in the 90 speeds,
The contains
corners
are a little
99
different.
speeds, safeties who are 99 speed, like these dudes as CPUs start making a lot of plays that like make a big difference. But no badges, dudes just having 99 speed on offense aren't that even that good, really, at the end of the day. I mean, they don't matter that much. I mean, once you start getting like takeoff and shifty and okay, he's 99 speed physical route runner with all the catching badges, like okay, like and even then, like it doesn't come down to 99 speed, it comes down to the fact that he has all the catching badges. Um
Yeah, press pro
so
99 speed would be crazy.
exactly, you know what I mean? But the speed itself isn't everything. And just because you chose to auto upgrade your players when 31 other dudes in the league didn't, and now you don't have 99 speed dudes, I mean, now you just I don't even know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that.
Gotcha.
Personally.
Got another.
Um
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
yep. No, I was gonna read the next question too. So go ahead.
Okay, I like this one. Man, the tier list might have to wait. Y'all coming in hot with the questions. Zevi asked, "Why is Zevi the best ever?" So I'll rephrase that. Is Zevi a top 3 user all time?
Oh, I mean, I think he is. Yeah. I mean, I think he's been playing. This is my take, but he plays good ball. I mean, um, you know, he does things that'll frustrate you. There's definitely guys who have had his number. He's lost some games, but there's a reason why. I mean, I think OG Do or Die has like an 80% win percentage or something like that, and but Zev is second, and he's clearly it's like OG Gap, Zev Gap, and then like a bunch of dudes like me and Ohio State and some other people who are around each other. But Zev has a gap between us, and then there's another gap to OG. And yeah, I mean, he makes his players how he wants. He plays his style. I think I know a lot of the things that he likes to run because I played him too many times. Um, but he runs a lot of things that are hard to stop. I mean, he's very good scrambling with his quarterback. Um, he runs plays that are hard to stop. He runs a lot of concept, like he's very good at making the read on things like the trail concept or mesh concepts. He's good at throwing crossing routes. Like he's good at reading the field in general, and he doesn't beat himself too often. So that goes a long way. A lot of dudes can't say that. A lot of dudes will beat themselves. A lot of dudes can't actually make a read. They just take a play off the internet and run it. And if that route's taken away, they'll just throw right into it anyway. So definitely got to give him his credit. And his record speaks for itself.
Frowls, I gotta ask: is Nighthawk off the table for this discussion?
Man, he's like steroid era, so he's kind of like a Jose Canseco ass dude. He takes some roids. So if you really, it's hard to say.
Still got to play ball though.
Even me personally, sorry to jump back in because I already gave my whole take, but even if I was gonna include Nighthawk, personally, I don't think Nighthawk is that I think he's a top 10 user. Like I think he's once again he can read the field and like he knows ball in general. But I'm attributing a lot of his success to the teams he has because in this league, like before he got, a crazy team, he wasn't, really winning, like, especially against the other dudes who are at the top like that often. So I think a lot of it is team. I mean, he is still very good, like better than most. But I think a lot of it is when his team starts getting to be where he has 99 everything everywhere. And if you look at Tennessee's rosters, for example, it's like when he starts having the pocket passer QBs with all the badges and the pocket passers like 95 speed and like he has 3 purple shifty running backs and 99 speed everywhere and all this type of shit. Like, yeah, then he starts winning games. Even then he doesn't win the natty. But, then is that. But I think his team has a lot to do with it. I don't think personally, in my opinion, as a user, I put him in definitely probably in that top 6 to 8 range. But I don't think he's better than a lot of the dudes at the top, personally, just on what he's doing in the game.
Frowls, what you got?
Man. Um, yeah, it's tough to quantify anything about Tennessee just because he was cheating a little bit. If it was for how much is up for I guess discussion, but he definitely was cheating. So I don't feel comfortable putting him over Zevi, who had no scandals, shows up for his games, does the right thing for the most part. He's definitely I agree with top three ish. I can't put him over OG. I think OG's just rings total is probably more. If we're talking about last year too, but man, Zevi's he's gonna give you a game almost every time, and a lot of respect for him. Great competitor.
Man, so it sounds like it is a consistent that Zevi's not the best user ever. He's number 2.
Yeah, I can't give him one.
That's what I got
I
out
can't.
of that.
Not even in a disrespectful way, but I wouldn't do
know
that.
how
I
we
don't
can
think
take
he
number
thinks so
2 as
himself.
disrespect, but
Maybe he thinks he's better than OG. He should. I mean, I think I am. I feel like we all have that mindset. To me, I'm the best in the league, but numbers, matter, and all that matters. That's how it goes. So,
gotcha.
yeah.
Make sure there's not any other questions in the chat before we move on to the tier list.
He said, Florida said, rank top 10 game knowledge. That question, I don't really know how to answer it because...
That'd be hard because we'd have to have everybody on first.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to talk, we could maybe talk about who do I think are the most skilled, but even then, it gets really hard to cap it at 10. You start to blur the line. So, tough question there, I think.
We're all talking about play against Zevi. We've all had. I get what you're saying. Playing them is tough when you're on the field and you get just feel like nothing you can do. But we've all had, not all, but most of us have had running backs like that. Back at Harlan Berry, just insane. I had Lord just going crazy. Notre Dame had a crazy RB. Yeah, we've all. It just goes. That's how it goes. He has one right now, but so can't fault him for that.
Yeah, I mean, he has that guy. Everyone has those players for sure. I mean, what was that? Sizemore, that running back that Ohio State had.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rex Burkhead last year. I mean, everyone has good players, and you don't need to just be a 99 overall speed guy for him to be a good player. People can make good players out of anyone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
No, so I get it. You see those dudes more often than the rest of us. Let me not say the rest of us. Than people in different tiers, but at the same time, it's just I play Ohio State every year. And then I normally either have Zevi or OG on my schedule as well. So and I played Notre Dame. I'm not getting away from it. I've seen it. It's frustrating. It's just you just can't afford to make the mistakes. It's the same conversation as almost being in tier 3 or 2.
And I mean, the dude's talking about blitzing inside and outside, trying to stop. Bro, you gotta be disciplined in your run fit. Blitzing left and right is honestly gonna get you out of position a lot of times. And okay, you might guess right, and he runs right into your blitzer once or even twice. But if that third time you blitz and he runs away from your blitzer and he runs off a 90-yard run for a touchdown, then you're losing. So even the strategy. Mentally, even the strategy to defeat a good running back is backwards.
Right.
I'm not going to be just blitzing random gaps trying to guess where he's running the ball or if he's even running that play. That's not going to get you that's not going to stop him. That's going to make him more explosive.
Yeah. At that level, dude, right now in my head, LSU, Ohio State, and Nebraska realistically are the only people I can see blitz consistently and not give up big plays because they have the back end to do so. But I don't know if you watch Zevi or how often you watch him play or how many times you played against him. He's really good at recognizing when somebody is blitzing and getting the ball out fast. Because even when you don't blitz, he gets the ball out fast. He doesn't hold on to the ball long. So saying, I'm blitzing trying to get him, your best bet with Zevi is to get pressure with 4 from stunts or hope your D-line is eating. he often doesn't lose to people that are just overload blitzing because he has the athletes to beat it. And especially trying to blitz with Miami, you don't have the back end to just be like play 0-man coverage or a cover 3 match when he has speed and talent all over the field. So just pick and choose. Don't, and eventually you're gonna give up something, but you just got to know where you're weak and then try to cover it up long enough to get pressure. That's the name of the game.
Like if someone has a dominant running back, like you're playing, you know, all these guys we've named, we've had some great running backs in this league. Like what is your personal strategy for stopping the run?
Me or
well, I want to hear from both. One of y'all can kick it off. I mean, I don't care.
I really don't want to answer. I'm not gonna hold you, but I'll go ahead, Terrell.
Run fits, man. It's just run fits. And then you got to hope and pray your D-line can shed realistically. Try to get some inside disruptors. If you know you're better at playing cover 4, then play cover 4 and bring the safeties up. And if you're afraid of the play action, then play a cover 3. So your safety comes down in the box where you don't have to sacrifice your over-the-top coverage. If you're playing a dude that's dominant shotgun running, like you're playing Nebraska, he's really good at shotgun running. Is he running power or is he running inside zone? Because those are 2 different gap shoots. So if he's running zone, you could crash your line one way. If he's running power, then you might need to pinch and then hover to know what gap he's going through. If he's running power, are you shooting backside or are you going to have somebody come off front side? Like it's different, but you have to know the difference in the runs to even be able to know what you're supposed to do, because everyone can't get guarded the same. Duo is man gap scheme. So if you try to stand in the gap or stand behind the center, sometimes you'll get picked up, versus an inside zone, they'll let you straight through if you stand behind the center. So it's not a one size fits all. You got to kind of get in the lab to know which runs do what, which runs are in what playbook, and then how to defend each one. Because if I tell you how to defend inside zone out of gun trips, and then Bad comes out here and runs halfback direct, you're going to be real upset. You're like, I thought the run defense worked. Well, no, that halfback direct takes a completely different gap shoot and a crash and the way you stand. So it's just, the knowledge of it isn't just as simple. A good base is just cover 4 or cover 3 with the safety down. And then sometimes shift your line and crash away from the running back. Because if he's standing on the right side of the quarterback, you got to know his real only option is to run left or a cutback. And if you're using the weak side or the strong side, you got to know who's responsible for cutback. So it's not as simple, but just sometimes play with D-line crashes. Know your run fits, because a lot of times you overcommitting messes up the run defense and they cut back where you're supposed to be.
That's the biggest thing, especially with somebody who's explosive and you're just don't have no idea even what your run fit is, and you're just blitzing dudes. Well, especially now, like if you start blitzing, now you really got to know your run fit, because like if you blitz and you over here, you know, running even behind the blitz and he makes one cut the other way and he's just gone because you're not in your run fit. But Froz, what do you got?
Nah, not a really good game. Knowing run fits, either from, you know, just knowing what they actually are, or you can check them, is huge. Knowing what you need to be in, like dudes will get run. Not to say that's what J. Ross doing, but dudes will get run on all game, and they've been in dime all game, or they've been in nickel. What's going on? Well, I mean, did you adjust? Like, did you do anything different defensively? Do you have a 3-4 in your bag? Like, do you have other formations that can maybe be a little bit easier to stop the run just from stock? That helps a ton. And then you're going to get somebody like Zeby's RB. We know wear and tear in this game is strong. He's an East-West playmaker. He probably doesn't have like too much to prevent, you know, wear and tear stuff. So I'm trying to contain him. Like if he gets, you know, 8, that's fine. If he gets, you know, even like 12, that's fine. Just make a tackle. Keep tallying those up. Try not to let him house it. And you got to just live with that. But eventually, I mean, by the like second half, if you get like 5 or 6 strong tackles on the dude, like he's not as fast, still nice, still can do a lot, but like those little things add up. And then yeah, blitzing is dangerous. Like you definitely can, but like that wouldn't be my main stop the run. That's not like immediately that's not my thought personally. And run blitzes exist for sure, but in this game, I don't think. I don't know. Even like the full run commits, a lot of times you be like, oh, I committed this way, and it
Don't
still
mean
gets you
nothing.
5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know about the blitzes. Yeah, I think just knowing what you're doing, even if you can just with your user just make him take like a different hold or make him hesitate a little bit. Same as any defense. That's usually what I'm trying to do is make them just like second guess a little bit, maybe clipped up a little bit, and then the angle's gone or somebody else can make a play for it. Because that overcommitting is, it's great to shoot a gap, make a play, but then like you miss them. We already know how that goes. Like that's the play's over. That's touchdown. So I would like to. I mean, we can honestly. I wish he recorded his film because we could go. It'd be cool to look and see. Like, okay, well, he ran for 60 here because of this, and there's always a reason. You just got to go find it on the film. Like I played Georgia the other day, and he was like, "Nah, I got juked there." And he did get a little bit juked, but I was like, "Nah, really, this was my tight end. Cracked down, made a great block. I didn't even see it coming myself, but he cracked down, made a block. He was out of position when I housed it. So, I mean, there's every big play. There's a story. You just don't really know, And sometimes, it's football. Like sometimes you just got schemed up. Like they had you in a terrible look, and that's how it goes. I mean, that's the sport. I don't know, man. Talking aloud.
Oh, man. I feel
Yeah.
like yeah, that's definitely the basics of it. At the end of the day, especially with the whole idea of containing dudes. I mean, that's what you have to do. When someone's explosive, you don't want to like add fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? Like, especially in football. I was trying to think of a comparison to basketball, like everything else, but there's really not one per se relative to football in this case. But it's like Steph Curry's shooting a bunch of threes. What's the last thing you want to do? Like go under screens.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the worst thing you can do. Even a step before that, like you don't want to sit up here and be like soft with bro and letting him kind of
Just
get
run
a bump
around.
on you
Yeah.
and get a step. Like, what I mean? Like that's the last thing you want to do, like but it's not really a good comparison to football, but
I mean, I get what you're saying. It's like any sport, making whatever they do their best, like at least make that part of what they're doing difficult. Don't just let them. So like you get a shifty east-west running back, give him a ton of space to be in all game. It's not gonna be great, bro. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it could also be a mindset thing. Like sometimes a 3-yard run on defense is a win for you. If like you're not
100%.
letting that dude bust out for 20, get you a 30, like if you could contain him, even if he has 50, 60 yards, but he was getting 3 runs, like you didn't let him toast you for something that could really hurt. You made him work. Granted, it sucks, but you just gotta maybe just like change your mindset. You're like, man, this dude has 99 speed shifty. I held Frost at 60 yards on the ground, but it was 3 yards of carry, and he didn't get no gains over 12 yards. That's a good game defensively. All in all, if he's averaging 120 and usually busts out a 40-yard run, you got to just keep it in perspective and then just try to contain it. Don't think everything is a loss, even though they got a game.
Yeah.
But I don't know ball, according to Ohio State, because I'm Michigan. So y'all got that one.
Don't let that phase you.
Listen. Toe for toe, if anybody want to stand in here and think they really want to talk Madden college football, just the game, toe for toe. And I'm not 9 seasons, I ain't ducked no smoke with nobody. So don't think I'm running. You want to call me out, think you know more ball, by all means, let's get in there and really talk about it. How running from a left side on a right-handed quarterback in certain formations is slower than running from the right side. But did I just put you on game? Because if you don't know, then you don't know.
I think a lot of people don't know that.
But then it doesn't affect certain formations if it has a key word in there. But again, if you don't know, you don't know. That ain't got nothing to do with how many games I won. That's just knowing the game. So, if you know ball, you know ball. And again, I ain't ducking no smoke. If anybody wanna go toe for toe, we fire up the podcast. We can go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean that's good knowledge, man. But yeah, he just caught me off guard with the comment, man. I'm blitzing inside and outside. Like that's the fucking last
That's
thing
not
you
the
supposed to
answer.
do. That's
Nah.
not the answer.
But for sure. But hopefully you listen or you don't. If you feel like you're at a disadvantage and you got South Florida pipelines to get a little better and just keep fighting. It's really all you can do. So if y'all got any more mailbag questions, feel free. That was dope on y'all. But we know what time it is. Your mammy and your grandmammy's favorite part of the pod, Mr. Fresh Loose Leaf. We got Mr. Bad Takes, and we got the one and only backhanded compliments for your moms. But y'all hear it. Y'all hear it. It's time. It's time for the tier list. And we know how tricky this gets.
Uh-oh.
We got some people down here, Miami and Florida, both made top 25. So let's not forget them. But we gonna start this thing off. We gonna start this thing off. We'll start calm. Fries, who you got in the S tier?
My S tier, I think it's the same as last week. Solid 2. OG and Zev, both undefeated, both champions. Texas had been Zevy's little, not kryptonite, but he's kind of giving him some work. It seemed like, but past few games handle business. So I'm gonna give him his credit, man. Those two, OG is OG.
Yes, sir. Bag, who you got in it? Do you have an S tier? Sorry, let's not be rude. Do you have an S tier this week?
Yeah, for me, S tier right now is just Nebraska. I mean, he's the only one who's kind of been on that level. He handled business in the championship game against Zev pretty easily. As y'all pointed out before today, he's kind of been on a roll here. So I don't really think anyone's really playing on the same level as him at the moment. So just him.
Okay. Bag done stole your auntie's wick and drinking all the Hawaiian punch. So Nebraska, the only person in the S tier. We'll start him back off at the A tier then. Bag, who you got?
For me right now, A tier, pretty much the same. I'm just gonna take myself out of it because I got a second loss, Tennessee. Can't really lose. If you're losing the dudes outside of the A tier, you definitely got to take a step back for a second. So I'm gonna keep my A tier as Oklahoma, Ohio State, Notre Dame. In that order.
Okay. No North Carolina, no Bama.
North Carolina hasn't played anybody. Only team he played was Texas, who he lost to, who has like 3 L's this year. So can't put him up there. Alabama has a strong case, but I'd say not quite. I don't know who else you mentioned.
No, it's just those two.
Tennessee also got a big dub. I'm definitely putting him in my B tier for sure, but yeah, I'm not going to prematurely, he lost at home to Nebraska by 2 scores. Not that that's like some type of super knock or something. I mean, all good, but not cracking the A tier yet for me.
All right, Fries, who you got for your A tier, sir?
Yeah, my A tier is Ohio State, firmly in my A tier. Then I also have Notre Dame. Notre Dame's still in there. His one loss, he bounced back, did what he had to do. He's supposed to get that win every time, but came back from a loss with a win. That's, hey man, credit there for Notre Dame. And it might be a little small A tier this week because
UNC?
No, he's right there. He's right there. The schedule point, it's a fair argument. The schedule is not the strongest so far. We're talking just what this is and how I rank power rankings. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in there. Because
UNC's in your A tier.
He's in there.
Playing
about 13
good ball,
in there.
huh? Putting good
Yeah,
tape
he's
out
playing
there.
good ball, man. When you load up those streams, watch Hoop play, you can see it. I can
No,
see
he
it at
just
least. Maybe not everybody,
he
but I
just
can see it.
he just beat Fries, and that's why he's saying that. I think, but
It's not. It's not that, bro. It's not that. It's
he
not that.
smacked Fries. He smacked Fries in the
He beat
grind.
you. I would argue he beat you, and that's why you don't.
No, I'm
I
not
guess
putting
I
him in
should
the
have
A
won
tier
that
because
game.
I'm not putting him in the A tier because he hasn't. I don't know when the last time he made the playoffs was. I definitely don't know the last time he won a playoff game was. And this year, I've already addressed the schedule, so
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
easy call to not put him in A tier for me. But
So
we
North
know.
Carolina's getting to that point where regular season isn't all that. It's more about we need you to make the playoffs. And
Well, I mean, his regular seasons have been good, but not great. Even like Notre Dame's having some great regular seasons. It's like how is he not winning in the playoffs? You know what I mean? UNC plays great ball, and like yeah, he beat me, but beating me isn't like the barometer. I mean, everyone loses games. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you can lose 5 games and go to the national championship. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like just because you win a game, it's everything. You know what I mean? For me, for Notre Dame, I mean, a big step for him to go to my A tier would probably be one if he finished the year like 11-1. Okay, definitely he'd be in the A tier and something like that. But for now, it's just like make the playoffs,
okay.
or let's say win a playoff game, because I think he did make it like 2 seasons ago. I want to say, but I don't think he made it last season. And so if you don't make the playoffs the most recent season, and then the only team you played of any user who's got some respect in this league for their gameplay, you lose that game, and that user has 3 losses. I think it's just crazy to put you in A tier. Personally, not to say he's not a good player, because he's a great player. I'm just saying, like, if we're making rankings of where you're at right now, for me, I think there's no basis for you to put him that high. The only basis if you put him that high is that you played him in the grind and he beat your ass. So that's it.
I disagree with most of what you said, but I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Since you disagree, sir, start us off with your B tier. Who you got in there?
Talking to Frows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My B tier, LSU is definitely in there. Alabama's in there for sure. Baylor's in there for me.
Okay.
And I think I'm scrolling down just to make sure nobody's sneaking up on me right now. Okay, Florida getting ranked. I see you, but
Tennessee's still up there.
Are they?
Syracuse
Where
is
are they
still up.
ranked? Am I just missing them?
2.
Okay. Good. Tennessee is in this tier for me also. Not Syracuse, but Tennessee's right there as well. And Tennessee maybe can feel a little slighted about not being real, but as I said earlier,
for me, like I just don't like how you move with the whole like one game changes everything. For me, like it's like
how is it one game? What is one game?
Okay, do we agree or disagree? Last year he won 1 game in tier 1, and it was against you.
Well, we all said last year we're not even gonna rank him because he just got in the league. Like it's a new.
Okay, yeah, so we didn't rank him last year. So I'm saying like so based on these details that I'm about to list, last year he won 1 game in tier 1. Correct.
Sure.
He has no playoff appearances, right?
I mean, in
this
one
year,
season that he's going halfway through. Yes.
Right. I'm just saying. Okay, that's cool. So, but he did play the full conference slate last year and only won the game against the guy who got relegated. Correct.
A former national champion who got relegated. Correct, though. Yes.
All right. The worst dude in tier 1 last year. He beat him.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a fact. It's just a fact. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. It's just a fact. I mean, the only other person you could say is Cole, right? So between y'all 2 got relegated. He beat the relegated dude on his side. The rest of the league, he lost to, including J. Roth. Correct. All right. So then we come into this year, and he does have the big win against LSU, which I'm going to give him his due credit for, in my opinion, by putting him in the B tier. But you said he was slighted. He should feel slighted by not being in the A tier. So let's just keep addressing that. So then, outside of the LSU win, he's played 3 users in tier 3 and won them like he should. But honestly, a couple of them kind of close, which is no problem. He's 5-0, like, and he does have the LSU win. That's a major win. But for me, like, 1 game can't, like, that's his first. Beating LSU was his first big win ever, essentially. So to put him, say he should be slighted for not being an A tier, to me is just like a flawed way of thinking about the rankings, in my opinion.
Yeah, I said he should feel slighted. I put him in my B tier, so that was my ranking for him. But if I'm him, I'm like, man, I came in the league, I beat LSU,
He should feel slighted.
Semifinals a couple times.
And he
I
said
think he should feel
something about
slighted.
it. He does.
Yeah,
He said, "Is that hate I
Yeah.
smell?"
that's all I'm saying. I ranked him in the B tier
Like,
still.
I'm really not a hater, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't like. For me, it's just crazy every time I come on here and hear these podcast rankings, and like one game just sways people so much. Like, but then you also make the argument of like, well, we're gonna go on the history of dudes and da 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 da. So it just
do that. You do the same thing though.
No, one game never changes anything for me ever. I'm pretty consistent with that. Like
I don't
one
think
game.
so. Sometimes you'll be like, well, how can you rank him over because he just beat him last week, and how's he in your tier higher? You said that to me.
What? No, I've never said that ever.
You
I said that.
absolutely have.
I said that about when you tried to rank Notre Dame over Ohio State, and I was saying that Notre Dame still hasn't won a playoff game, and 2, Ohio State's beat Notre Dame the last now 3 times since I've said that. It was 2 at the time. The last 2 times they played.
You weren't even talking about them though. But it don't matter.
We were talking about them because I remember we were talking about Ohio State, Texas, and Notre Dame, and I was saying, how can you rank Notre Dame ahead of them when this is the case for Notre Dame? And the case was,
you don't think those head-to-head matchups matter? Only convenient when you like they make your argument.
Oh, they do matter. He lost to Ohio State the last 2 times they played, and he won no playoff game. So I didn't put him in my S tier at the time.
Which is fair.
Yeah, I know it was fair. But all right. So back to my point, like one game don't change everything. Like I feel like I come on this pod, and one game is like, shit. One game Georgia's supposed to be he's supposed to be in the A tier for him. I'm putting him in the B tier this week, but he should be in the A tier. Then it's Tennessee should be in the A tier for real, but I'm putting him in B, but he should be an A. Like, bro, he won one game. Like, and good for him.
Week to week,
I'm glad he's having a good season, but like, still at the same time, it's like crazy that like one game, like, so it's just, I just don't agree with that reasoning. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, for power rankings though, like that, we do it like every week. So between us, our podcast, it might go, 2-3 weeks. If they only played one game and they had a huge win, that should mean something to me. Like that's going. Yeah, I view you differently now than I did a week ago in game format, because you had 3 different games, or maybe one big game. He played you and got a dub. He won by 10. I didn't watch the game, but won by 10.
In this case, it's just and the same as the case before. It just doesn't really track. Like, bro, the dude has won one big game out of 10 games he's played. So I mean, to say that he should be in the A tier, like who's in the A tier? You're saying he should be in the A tier with Ohio State, who like has won multiple conference championships, has won a natty, has beaten Texas this year, has beaten Notre Dame the last 2 times they played, another A-tier opponent, has beaten Nebraska several times, has beaten Oklahoma several times. Like, Notre Dame has just their resumes are completely different than Tennessee wins one game, and you're like, same with Georgia, you did this last year. Oh, they should be an A-tier. Like, how? Like,
I said he should feel slighted, and he does. That he's not in there. If I was him, I would.
Yeah, but you're saying that basically what you're saying is, I just translated that, is this not basically what you're saying is he should be in the A tier, but I'm going to put him in the B tier.
No, that's not what I said.
That's what you meant.
I'm saying he has an argument for it. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you meant. And I'm saying he doesn't have any argument besides one game.
Yeah, he's undefeated this year, number 2 in the nation, just beat.
Who did he beat though? This is the same, like you said
he
UNC.
He just beat you.
Right.
He took care, and he won at Auburn too.
Okay, I beat Auburn by like 50 points, so it's not like a big win. But I'm saying, like, and I'm not trying to like hate on, I'm not hating on nobody. I'm just saying like the facts of the game. I'm saying the facts of the game. I happened to smack the fuck out of Auburn. So like winning a game against Auburn by 7 shouldn't be like, it's not like impressive if you're Tennessee with a 9-9 overall team. Like, but you did the same thing earlier in the pod. Like you said, and I know once you put out more data, you probably don't still feel that way, but you're like, out of everyone in the Big Ten, I'm taking UNC when UNC hasn't played anyone. Like, and the one person he did play, he lost to. It's just like a crazy, like one, like, I don't understand. I don't get
on that. Like you can view a team differently than what the resume says so far. You can be like, man, he hasn't played anybody yet, but watching him play, he's playing good ball right now.
But let's go back to my other point though. You're only saying that because he busts your ass in the grind. Same when Georgia won. You're only saying that
nothing to do with that.
You said Georgia should be in the A tier, and Georgia's lost like 9% of his games since then.
Yeah, so that was we're talking about at one point in time, sort of power rank.
No, at one point in time, he lost by 50 in the semifinal, and then he happened to beat you one game, and then proceeded to almost get relegated out of the fucking Big 12.
I mean,
but your take was because he won this one game, he should be in the A tier borderline.
I don't even think that's what it was for real, but I said that yes, he's playing at that time. He's playing good ball. We know how the game.
He He wasn't playing good
plenty
ball
of
though.
times.
He just beat you.
He was playing good ball though. He
The
was.
correlation I see here is like a dude beats you and you put him in the A tier almost.
See, you always say that though, but it's not really true. It's not really true.
That's how it looks.
Sure. Well, we'll have to agree to disagree here. Tennessee does have Oklahoma, Ohio State, Texas, Miami, and Alabama, which is a gauntlet in itself. So he'll get a chance to cut his.
We'll come
teeth.
back to we'll circle back to this for sure.
Because you're gonna circle
but
back
can we
and he's
just-
gonna play. It's gonna be crazy because he's gonna play Oklahoma, who is we just talked about number 2 in the league. Ohio State, who's
Cool.
really good. And he might lose those games. You're gonna be like, see, I told you.
No. I'm gonna wait. I'll wait till the end of the season on this one. But
Okay. All right.
but I just want to also point out that I was right the last 3 times we had the same conversation. So this will be the
Because
fourth.
I could go and point out things you were wrong on many times as well.
I don't know.
Sure.
Not with the rankings. With the rankings,
Yeah,
He take
like when y'all
pride.
clowned me for having. Remember when I had Zev? I was like, nah. Y'all were like, nah, Zev right now he's C tier. Y'all made Zev C tier. Now he's the
Never.
top 2 player.
no,
ever.
we
think he
didn't.
was B
First of all,
tier. Now he's the top two player ever.
first of all, we made him B tier. Second of all, we said
Can't
literally,
remember.
yeah. If this question is about who has a chance to go win a national championship, who is the best like pure user in this league, as we said at that exact pod, we said Zev wouldn't be in this B tier. But since he's lost 3 games in a row, he has to go down a tier. And
No
you
way.
said no. And we weren't even hating. And then you went in the chat and said we were hating because we said that because he lost 3 games in a row. Bro, he lost 3 games in a row. He went down a tier because he lost 3 games in a row. Simple as that.
And then what do you do? What do you do after that?
Cool, he turned the season around, but still, your take that like
He would have won a natty.
okay,
I'm
but we,
ball, that's all.
but we
I'm just
said
saying
but we
no ball.
said that he could do that though. We literally were in that.
Let's finish the
pod
rankings.
saying-
Let's finish the rankings.
We literally were in the pod saying like, "Yo, he can go to the natty. Like he's one of the best players here. We all know that. Look at his coach rating, his coach record all time. He's second best in the league all time. We know what it is, but he's lost 3 in a row right now. So
That
we
sound
moved him
good
down.
now, man.
And
That
you were
sound good now.
No, it's literally what the pod's on YouTube. We can run it back. Like you know what I mean? Like we could see the take.
We sure can. We can go find that.
We can see your power ranking takes in the Discord.
We
though.
got nothing but
They're
time.
cooked. They're cooked.
Gotcha.
All I'm
All
saying
right.
is if Tennessee beat Ohio State this week, for example, and not you, you give them a lot more love.
No, I wouldn't. I would not.
You would.
I put him in the same place I'm about to put him right now, in the B tier.
Nah, shit.
Speaking of which,
Also, I have him in the same tier. I'm just saying that.
But listen,
if
but I'm not
Tennessee,
add-
I'm
but I'm
like,
not-
man,
I'm
I just
not
smacked
adding
him, bro. How is he? He not better than me. I just beat him.
I'm not.
But I was
I'm not adding the comment like, oh man, he should be in the A tier. Really, he should feel slighted. No, he's in the B tier because he's 5-0 and he beat LSU. Okay, cool. And he's not at the top of the B tier either. By the way, not even close.
saying.
He's
Not
in
even
the B
close. It's
tier.
A little crazy.
It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. But we can go ahead. Is it my turn on the B tier?
yes, sir, it is.
Can I see the rankings
Yeah,
again?
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
think
that's fine.
my A tier was 3 teams, so I have 4 teams out so far.
Yep.
All right, so if I'm gonna make a B tier, I mean, Tennessee's in there. This is not in order, by the way. Tennessee's in there. Tennessee's in there. Baylor's in there. Alabama's definitely in there. North Carolina's in there. I have a big B tier. Tennessee, North Carolina, Alabama, Baylor. I'm putting myself in there. Can we scroll down a little bit?
Iowa, Arizona State, Miami, Florida. You still got Texas at 4.
Can you go to Texas schedule? Who are his losses? Nah, Texas lost to someone he shouldn't have lost to. I'm pretty sure. He lost to Baylor, Oklahoma, Ohio State. What was the score of those games?
Close.
All close L's. Handle business everywhere else. Beat hoop. Yeah, I'll throw Texas in the B tier still. Last spot of the B tier. So if I was
Man.
going back, if I was going on the back
Golly,
end,
man.
if I was going on the back end, I mean, he lost to 2 dudes in the A tier. He lost 2 dudes who we think he should lose to.
All right, man. All right, you got it.
But he got the Baylor L, so I'll put him last in that joint. But I'll sneak him in there probably over Iowa because I also remember like last time Texas and Iowa played, I'm pretty sure Texas won that game. And I think Iowa has who are Iowa's losses to? Because I was going between him and Iowa. Because Iowa has 2 L's as well. One to Oklahoma.
Levy and Clemson.
Yeah. So, is Clemson not ranked? Oh, yeah, they're not. All
No.
right. So
That was crazy.
I actually didn't know because I was gonna say
Right,
I'd put him in the B tier also, but
Okay.
yeah. Um, I'm looking at these scores right now. Yeah. I'm gonna show Texas some love. I'm gonna show Texas last spot of the B tier. And then who else is in there that I already named? If you don't mind going back to
You
top
got
25.
Tennessee, Baylor, Bama, UNC, LSU, and Texas right now.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really think there's an order in that. If I was gonna say who do I think is like the strongest at the moment, I really couldn't even say. I guess I probably would have to go Tennessee being the strongest in that group. Or no, I'll probably go. Yeah, I'll probably go Baylor actually at the moment. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure the last time I played like Baylor, who else is in that B tier? Baylor, Alabama, UNC beat me last time we played. Tennessee beat me last time we played. It's kind of like hard to say who's the top and the bottom in that. But I could definitely say Texas is the last one in on that list. But yeah, that's what I'm floating around with in my B tier.
Gotcha. Okay, that means this week both of you have a pretty hefty C tier.
Yeah, I might have a D tier too.
Oh,
Nah, it's unranked.
whoa!
Okay, we just go unranked, but
Yeah,
Wow.
kind of crazy, but I think I might agree. That's low key.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all saying a D tier or unranked on not new users?
Nah, I'm gonna give Florida some love. Florida's gonna be in my C tier. Well,
yeah, I agree.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
Fine to be ranked.
I gotta hear this.
I personally didn't put Texas in B, so Texas is mine.
Okay.
J Roth, we said, can you go to the schedule real quick? J Roth?
Yeah. Talk about J Roth.
Well,
Look
I
at
actually have
it.
something positive to say about him, depending on what I see right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like that loss to Ole Miss, we talked about it, we covered it. Bad loss, but one score loss is Evie. I can't kill him for that.
With a
I
win
can't kill
over
him for
Notre
that.
Dame?
Yeah, I can't kill him for that. He's definitely in this tier for me.
Yeah,
solidly. In fact,
Wait.
him in Texas.
Wait. Y'all said this like this is the B tier or the A tier. Y'all said
This are like, when you break it down though, these are all 15 in the game. I feel like we're giving that's
he's solidly
great.
in the C tier.
He's ranked higher than I am right now, so I'm not talking crazy.
All right.
Nah, he's there. I put him right there. Texas, him, Florida, and I got Ill Will in here too. It will probably could make a good argument to not be here. But he got 2 losses. I mean,
No Kenzo?
so he lost to Hoop, and who's the other loss? Did he have? Is it a bad one?
that's a sim loss though. Once again,
Oh, the Hoop loss was a sim loss.
yeah,
Wayne
his
versus
Xbox wasn't working.
Oregon.
He was losing regardless though.
Oklahoma.
But
2
let me
user
see.
games.
Don't think so.
I'm just talking. I don't know about that one. Good matchup. He lost to Zevi. Nah, I can't do him dirty. I'm ranking him too. I'm staying on that. I'll rank him too in the C. And I think there's no team up here. I'm like, oh, Q's.
Syracuse. I was about to say that's who I was like.
That one's a little tough. I haven't played him yet. I've seen him play and know how he plays. I play him next. So let me not give him any extra fuel. You can put him in there, but just know I'm looking a little sideways.
Okay. All right. Are you missing anybody?
Can you go to Syracuse's schedule? I just want to see have they beaten anybody like yet? I don't think they have.
Yeah, they got some wins.
So the Washington win, his team was dismantled when he played them. He lost by 3 scores on the road against Iowa. Beat Oklahoma State, who I think is winless so far in his tenure here. Beat Penn State, who doesn't have the best record in his tenure here, and then lost. So yeah, what? No, he's not ranked for me.
Wow. Just off rip, not ranked.
I mean, how would he be ranked? Like what just because he's 4 overall? Is that what we're doing?
It ain't my tier. Let's go ahead. Who you got? I'm just instigating.
Yeah, nah, you're probably not wrong. But
I
ask me again after
mean,
this week when I play him.
so C tier, I kept Texas up and sent Iowa down. So I'm gonna keep Iowa. Iowa's in the C. Arizona State's in the C. Florida's in the C.
Mm-hmm.
Miami's in the C. I think that's everybody, right?
Yeah, for you. Yeah. Okay. Let me ask the question because I'm. He might ask it in the chat, so I at least have to pose the question. How is Miami in the C tier when he beat Notre Dame?
I mean, this stands true with my beliefs. One game doesn't like catapult you one way or the other. You know, it's got to be a certain level of consistency. For me, you lost to a tier 3 Ole Miss. You gave up 55 points to a tier 3 Ole Miss. I watched the Washington game. You should have lost the Washington game. He sold it terribly. You got a 1-point win. I believe at home versus a Washington team that's not that good. So both those don't look good to me. Florida State, I can never tell where he's at with his game, but you managed to pull that one off once again. Very close game. But he does have, you know, especially in 25, he's been very good. But in 26, I mean, we'll see how he does this year in tier 2 for me to get a better gauge on exactly where he's at. But he's had multiple like non-bowl seasons, so you know that's where it's at. Then you did beat Notre Dame, which is a great win. Handshake emoji on that one. And then you lost to Zev, which, you know, I'm not going to take stuff away from you for. So for me, you know, if he had one not lost to Ole Miss, I mean, that's a pretty egregious loss for you to be a guy who's supposed to be in tier 1. So really bad loss. And then if you had more separation between those other 2 games that you won, I probably would feel, or 2 out of the other 3 games that you won, not including Notre Dame, if you had more separation, I probably would nudge you more to B tier. But, you know, when you're losing to tier 3 teams and sneaking up and beating 1 by 1 at home, and, you know, it's not even the same as, you know, like me and Syracuse just had a battle, you know. Once again, one game don't change everything, but, you know, that was ended up being a 1-score game after my kicker missed a full power straight on like 45-yard kick somehow short. But we gotta definitely maybe recruit a new guy or something there. I don't know what the heck is going on with that, but you know, the score made that game seem a little bit closer than it was, even though it was still a good game. But, you know, he's a 99 overall team who won the Pac-12 last year. And you're losing to a team that's in the Pac-12 and barely beating the second one. So, you know, that's where it's at, you know.
All right,
for me.
Files, talk to me. You gotta explain it. Miami in the C tier with a win over Notre Dame. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, real quality win. That's a great win over Notre Dame at home. But I think Bag is pretty sharp on that one. How I feel, he gave analysis. That Ole Miss loss looks rough. 55. Ole Miss scored a lot on me though. I'll give him a miniature break on the point total, but you got to win that game in tier 1. Simply, Zevi, not a bad loss. I just don't see enough on his resume here for me to put him up with the other dudes so far, at least with his, you know, how he's playing right now. Good thing about his schedule, he's got plenty of time to get that back. You got Bama on the schedule, Tennessee, Ohio State, Texas. That Texas game, I'm gonna be tuned in for.
He's also been complaining about how his schedule's so hard. He has like the easiest schedule in tier 1 by far, since he has, first of all, he had 2 tier 3 games to start the season, even though he smoked 1. Then he has 3 CPUs, so he essentially had 5 games that he should win automatically this year. So like he's coming up, he's going to lose this Oklahoma game. He's going to play 2 games in a row that he's going to get free wins. Assuming he doesn't like play the CPU 6 times or something stupid like that. But you know, and then he'll have to go prove himself, you know, these last 4 games. So
you finish strong, you can make the playoffs.
He could.
Sure,
he should.
Sure.
I mean, he definitely has. He has by far the easiest schedule. So I mean, he should do something.
At Ohio State, at Bama, this gonna be tough if you can't get off that press. I'm telling you now. Big fella.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough.
Ohio State be BTA him for sure. Tennessee will be an interesting game. They play it pretty close. And Tennessee's, I'm not hating on Tennessee by any means. Like the dude's is a good player. He won. He beat me. I'm not knocking you by any means. I'm just saying I don't think you're in the A tier, but that's gonna be a good game. And Alabama, I think beat them last time they played, if I'm not mistaken, by like 2 or 3 scores. So just going on the road, Alabama's team's only better this year. Don't see him winning that one either. But Texas, he seems to have Texas' number a little bit. If he can get Texas and get Tennessee, it won't matter that he loses. He'll have 4 losses in that case, and he'll probably be able to sneak in the playoffs. Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Depends how far
And
he
then-
gets vaulted from these 2 wins. Because those late losses really hurt, especially a week 14.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to beat Texas if he don't win that game. Because I don't see him beating Ohio State and Alabama. Tennessee, I wouldn't say I just see him winning, but especially on the road. But that'll be a good game. He's got to get Texas. Texas looks a little bit shaky this year. He's got to
He
get
gonna
that
get
one.
If you ask me today, I think he's gonna get him.
Yeah, he might. So
It's a long time to that game, though. Dudes.
Yeah.
Might not be playing.
That's 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, never know.
Texas might be able to turn it around by then.
Then,
Florida asked, go ahead, Franz, you got something?
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah, you got it. Mhm.
Florida asked, what gets him out of tier 3, especially now that he has climbed his way up from the Pac? I believe he's the first team to climb from the Pac-12 to the Big or ACC to a top.
he was in tier
league.
3.
Yeah.
I think does he mean?
He was in tier 2. I'm pretty sure.
No.
Is he asking about the power rankings though, or is he asking about? I'm a little
It
confused.
has to
just
be
make sure.
power rankings because he's in the Big Ten.
Okay, yeah.
Because
so-
no, he was because he started off at South Carolina because I played him in South Carolina, then had to turn around and play him.
But that's
Florida.
But that was when you were in tier 2, and so was South Carolina, because South Carolina got moved down to tier 3 after he switched to Florida, and the new user took South Carolina, like after they'd gotten a few 4 cells, and he had no chance, so he got sent down to tier 3.
Gotcha.
South Carolina was in tier 2 before that. So yeah, he was never in tier 3.
Oh, so we haven't had somebody complete that run yet.
I don't think so.
Okay. Gotcha. Anyways, to the question that he did pose, what gets him out of this tier on the tier list, not conference?
Oh, I mean, easy, man. You just win the games. I mean, look, you're not losing any points for losing to Nebraska. But if we're looking at your schedule right now, I mean, Ohio State beating you by, is that like 40? That's a lot. That's unusual. So that's definitely knocking you. Nebraska doubled you up also, but I mean, these are good users, so like no knock. If you want to move up, I mean, easy, just win these. I mean, if you win down the stretch against these ranked, like if you come out of, I think last year, correct me if I'm wrong, I think his only win in the Big Ten was against Florida State, who got sent down. So I mean, if you can go in the Big Ten and instead of winning 1 game, you win like 3 games in the Big Ten, then we're having a totally different conversation for sure.
Gotcha. Not impossible. Doesn't move as fast as you would believe, but 2-3 weeks can change a lot, especially if you go on a run. So you take care of North Carolina, LSU, Notre Dame.
Got him at home.
Yeah. If you can rattle those off, then I could at least say there can be an argument for B tier.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean,
Like
If you get those
A-tier
next 2,
is tougher to crack. Yeah,
these
but-
will make an argument for A tier.
No.
For real, but nah.
Not the way the standard
quite.
is. Like you're in A tier, that means you're.
I'm
perennial.
exaggerating it, but like, if you get those next
Yeah,
2, you're balling. It's like-
you would definitely be at the top of the B tier for sure. I mean, if you won those two, and then Georgia isn't probably getting you any points, but then if you won those 2 and then beat Iowa, lost Notre Dame, beat Florida State, and you ended up in the Big Ten championship, like of course you'd be in the A tier or dang near it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't believe it. I
I
don't believe
would,
it.
bro. For me,
And the A tier.
that's a tough schedule though. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
It
if
is.
you pull
I
it
mean-
off, like,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
like
not
you
regular.
have to pull that off. I mean, doesn't so far, he got doubled up by Nebraska and 40
Yeah.
balled by Ohio State. No shade. I mean, they're good players. I'm just saying, like, You know, like if he's able to turn it around and all of a sudden like beat all these ranked teams on his schedule the rest of the season, then of course it'll be an A tier. I think. I mean,
Wow. I feel like
And
that's
Hoop's
the
a bum according to some dudes, so like
feel
you
like
got a
that's the
good chance
softest
this week,
take I
bro.
ever
see
heard
how,
of that.
see how, see how dudes try to turn things around.
Just start playing. You got a chance next week, bro.
See how things try to turn things around. Like we all try to say someone's a bum. I just pointed out.
I
I
ain't
just pointed
saying
out the
he's a bum.
facts.
I felt
The
like
fact.
I feel like
He's
that's a
got
soft take.
tier 3 wins only. It's a fact. Like you got tier 3
I'm
wins.
just playing, bro. All right.
Soft take on my end, but if you believe it, you believe it.
True.
And I'm just saying that because it's A tiers, like hard up, perennial playoff dudes. Like I could
Supposed to
count
be.
on one hand how many times Ohio State, Notre Dame. Right now, UNC is the only team that's missed the playoffs, I believe, more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then
for sure.
normally LSU is in that top tier. I don't know if LSU's ever missed the playoffs.
I don't think I have.
You should have that one time they bust them up. So I mean, other than that, no.
I definitely been on the brink, but
Yeah, he's been close, but like 5 losses and he was in the national championship. So to be like, oh, if he wins out, we'll move him in A tier. I was just like, that's crazier than my Notre Dame take in my head.
Nah.
well, I mean, if he won out,
A tier
he
is
would-
gettable. S tier is a little crazy, but A tier
You're
is
telling
definitely
me
gettable.
A tier this season is gettable for him?
if he beats Notre Dame too, if he won out, like if he and like especially if he won the Big Ten, if he won the Big Ten championship too, like he beat Nebraska last time they played. Sheesh.
Oh, if he wins the Big Ten championship, then I guess maybe.
Even
But,
before
like,
then, if he runs his gauntlet and beats UNC, LSU, goes at Iowa, wins at Notre Dame,
I'll probably put him in. I probably put him in the A tier for that personally.
I got to.
y'all done got soft on me.
That's tough. That's tough.
Now, I don't think he's doing that. I mean,
He's
nothing
in the
against him,
Big
but
Ten. Everybody's schedule is tough. What are we talking about?
Right,
dudes
but
don't rip off four like that.
Dudes don't run through it like that. I mean, rarely. I mean, Notre
Ohio
Dame
State,
does.
Nebraska, LSU. Yes, they have. What are we talking about? LSU.
I mean, those dudes have all been in A tier though.
That's my point. That is the whole point. It is reserved for those perennial playoff contenders. Not.
That's how they got there though, because they can win those kind of those gauntlet games. So if he were to do that, he'd be up with them. To me, I mean,
I'd put him in A tier for the moment for sure. If he won those games, if he finished the Big Ten regular season with no more losses.
So for somebody that doesn't give recency bias, if he ran the table, you give him recency bias.
That's not really recency bias though. If he won like 4 or 5 games in a row
against all like top 15 opponents,
I mean, in such a case, he'd be having what a
so the top 15
tier
opponents doesn't mean anything to me because he's in the Big Ten.
But Terrell, listen,
like going to be top 15.
Listen, in that situation, let's just say he would finish the season 10-2 in Tier 1. There's only a few dudes who have ever done that, and they're all in Tier 1 or all in A tier.
Okay.
If he's 10-2, I mean,
you would have to. But
like 10
it's
and
a long
2
way to get to there though.
10-2 sounds cool from somebody in the Pac-10. 10-2 from somebody in the Big Ten is just like, if you're that dude, then okay. Like that's not. I've seen Ohio State do it. I've seen LSU do it. I've seen Notre Dame do it. I've seen Nebraska.
Great players.
Like I've seen Clemson do it. Like
more great players.
Okay, so you just name pretty much everyone
top 10 in the league.
You named all people who have won national championships.
Again,
besides
so you're saying
Dame.
he's in that tier then? If he wins out, you're saying he's in that tier if he wins out.
If he were to be 10-2, or if he were to go 5-1 in the Big Ten, yes, he would be in the A tier for that moment, for sure.
Works for me.
That'll be one of the best stretches in league history. Like maybe like slicing it mildly, but like
I mean, like Nebraska's made runs like that. Oklahoma's made runs like that. You know, people have made runs, no doubt, but they've been in A tier as they were having these moments for sure. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, works for me. Works for y'all. Works for me.
Again, it's gonna be a long. Like if he does that, I'm gonna be shocked. It'd be very surprising.
Yeah, I mean that'd be tough. That'd be tough, no doubt.
Okay,
I'd be impressed.
color, I'm impressed. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Then had some ups, some downs, some lows, some highs, some smiles, some cries. Before we get out of here, Frogs, you got anything for the people?
Uh, Thank y'all for listening. I know today was a little special. We're trying to keep it more condensed. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. We have a great time doing it. So appreciate that y'all are listening. We would love to, if you want us to talk about your game, put your VOD on. I don't really know. I'm not a technical guy like that, but do whatever you gotta do to make that happen. We love to watch film and tell you what we think if you care to hear. So
For sure. Yeah, if that's a thing, if that's something that you actually want to happen, just reach out to me or Frogs and make sure your VOD is on, especially if it's a specific game you want us to cover. Just let us know. And then we'll more than likely make that happen. So
don't have to be a win or loss. I mean, it doesn't have to be a win either.
Nah, win, loss, it doesn't matter. Just put some good tape out there. We'll be more than happy to sit down. Just reach out if that's what you want to do. Bag, you got anything before we get out of here?
Nah, I mean, just piggybacking off of what Fra said. We love to add, different elements to this pod. So, even if it's just highlights, you know what I'm saying, or a couple plays, maybe we could put together. It'd be dope if we had like a little weekly highlight we could be running in the background. I know one dude you spin league, Footless, does highlights or was doing highlights for a while. That'd be another dope little ad. And trying to bring people on here too. It didn't work out today. We were supposed to have Zev up here today, but we ended up not being able to make it work. But yeah, if anyone's interested in being a guest, next pod goal is to have Zev on. So hopefully we can line that up. But anybody else, just let me know. We can have more than one guest. We can have multiple segments. So just love the activity, man, and appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yes, sir. There was another suggestion in the suggestion box. Somebody tagged me in. What was it? End of year interviews. If y'all want me to bring that back, then I might do it differently this year. Once we get closer to the end of the season, I might just carve out 2 or 3 hours and then just be like, I'm live. If you wanna come get an interview, let me know. If you wanna line it up that way, or we can schedule something out. But it does get tricky with schedules. People still living lives. But if somebody is interested in that, I can line up 2-3 hours, maybe on a Saturday morning, and then we could just have postseason coach interviews. And I'll throw some questions out. And I don't think they're gonna be softball questions, because it's not. We gonna ask you what happened, why you went on that four game losing streak, what's going on with the team, are you recruiting, and if you do come on here, please be recruiting, because Bag gonna be like, he gonna make me ask, what's going on with that team? Why is your team trash?
We don't like the softball questions, man. We want to know the real deal.
So if that's what y'all want, for real, just be locked in and know it's not gonna be just, oh, how do you think your season went? Like, that might be question one, but then we're gonna be like, man, you got whooped by Nebraska. What do you think happened in that game? So
yeah.
it's still coming along, but yeah, we could definitely bring that back, get some more involvement. But that's all I got. Bag, you got anything else? Sorry.
No, that's all, man. Great job, both of y'all. Appreciate y'all having me on here as always, man, and looking forward to keep growing this thing.
Yes,
Pause.
Sir. Frows. Okay, we gonna end it, but we got to talk about your pauses, man. You be letting the wild, Bag. You be letting the wildest stuff fly, and then somebody say something partially, maybe a hint questionable, and you be in there like with the GIF and just be like, pause. And he's like, but the day before you had dudes straight up talking about, action on action, and you like, well,
I think I just missed it, like in the moment, like I wasn't looking.
Yeah, we talking about oatmeal Debbie cakes. And you got to make sure you clean up after him, like. But I got paused for trying to give somebody some encouragement, so
No, you definitely said some freaky shit on your grind pod today. I forgot what it was.
It wasn't freaky. It was
I
just-
forgot what it was. It was so OD. It was like, yo, let's. I mean, we could be the magical fairy right now and just see. And like that sentence alone, like we're gonna
Because
be
we
the
were talking
magical
about
fairy.
forecasting
Like-
something that couldn't happen in the playoffs. We were just talking about predictions, you know.
Could have just called it predictions, but to be the magical fairy is crazy. That's wild work.
But you was tuned in though, got your attention, right?
Dang,
Yeah,
factual.
almost had to
Okay.
cut it off, but yeah, I was there.
Stop. That's wild for that.
I started going.
That was a good
whole
pod
nother
too.
direction.
Shout out
was.
Joe on that. That was.
Nah, Chucky be tuned in, man.
Yeah,
Chucky
Tucky said some
tuned in.
bullshit that I ain't like, but I fuck
What
with the
did I
pod
say?
still. You ain't say nothing. It was Chucky.
Oh,
What did
He was talking about Virginia Tech. Yeah,
oh,
I
that
ain't like what he
loss
said,
for the
so-
for the Washington versus Virginia Tech game.
Yeah, he might beat me, but I ain't like how Chucky said that. I respect it. So that's,
You ain't like his
hope we get that
tone?
matchup.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. He beat me. For clarity, he beat me one time, and that was some fluke shit. I mean, he could beat me again for sure, but hey, man,
Okay.
that's little bro. Never forget, that's little bro.
Gotcha. Okay. But gentlemen, if you're still listening, appreciate it. Thank you for listening. If you stuck it out this long, thank you. If you don't like what we got to say, same thing every week. Put it in the Discord or show us on the field. That's all we talking about. So appreciate y'all coming out. Fryles, Bag. Thank you, gentlemen. Until next time. Catch you.